Hello, I'm Debbie Russ with the BBC News. There's been a steep rise in oil prices following Saturday's attack on two oil facilities in Saudi Arabia. At one point, the cost of Brent crude rose by nearly 20%, the biggest such rise in nearly 3 decades. It subsequently fell back but remains well above the previous closing level. Our economics correspondent Andrew Walker reports.
Saudi Arabia is the world's biggest oil exporter, and the attacks have affected about half the country's production. Sources in the Saudi industry are reported to have said it will take weeks to get back to normal. In the meantime, the country does have stocks of oil that can be used to mitigate supply shortages. Even so, the fact that such a damaging attack was possible could make international traders more nervous about the risks of further disruption, which would tend to keep prices higher than they were.
The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is meeting the President of the European Commission, Jean-Claude Juncker, in Luxembourg shortly to discuss Brexit. Mr Johnson has said he's very confident he can get a better deal, but Mr Juncker has insisted the agreement on the table since November is the best and only one available. Norman Smith has more details.
Boris Johnson's message today is expected to be blunt. Britain is leaving the EU on October the 31st. No ifs, no buts. The hope is this will not only increase the pressure on the EU, but also increase the pressure on MPs to support any deal in the knowledge further delay is off the table. In public, Mr Johnson has sounded increasingly hopeful. In private, however, his team seem a good deal more cautious, describing the prospect of an agreement as a tough ask.
Purdue Pharma, the drugs manufacturer closely identified with the opioid addiction epidemic in the United States, has filed for bankruptcy. An estimated 200,000 people have died because of prescription opioids over the past 2 decades. Here's our business reporter, Will Bain.
Purdue Pharma, owned by the billionaire Sackler family, is accused of playing a damaging role in fueling the opioid crisis in the US through the sale and promotion of drugs such as the painkiller OxyContin. The company faces more than 2,000 separate lawsuits from state and county administrations across the United States, totaling billions of dollars. Now, in a late-night press release, Purdue said its board had approved a filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy as a way of settling those cases. However, the proposed settlement has not met with unanimous support, with some states saying they'll oppose it and vowing to continue to fight the company.
Financial regulators from across the world will question Facebook officials in Switzerland today about the company's decision to launch its own cryptocurrency, the Libra. Facebook announced the plans in June. Central bank officials from the EU and the US are concerned the cryptocurrency might threaten financial stability and sovereignty. You're listening to the World News from the BBC. Police in Pakistan's Sindh province say they've filed charges against dozens of people accused of vandalising a Hindu temple. Violence broke out after a Hindu school principal was accused of blasphemy by one of his teenage pupils. Jill McGivering reports.
The violence erupted after a teenage pupil at a Sindh school posted on social media and accused his teacher, the school's owner and principal, of having insulted the Prophet during a lesson. As news spread, a mob attacked the school and the principal's home and vandalised a Hindu temple. The principal, now in police custody, has been charged under the most stringent blasphemy law, which can carry the death penalty.
Volkswagen has agreed to pay out nearly $90 million to thousands of Australian customers to settle cases relating to the car's manufacturer's emissions scandal. The company has already paid out billions of dollars globally after it used illegal software to cheat pollution tests. An American woman is trying to set a new world record by swimming 4 times non-stop across the English Channel. Sarah Thomas, who had treatment for breast cancer last year, began the challenge of more than 135 kilometres on Sunday morning. She's currently on the 3rd leg of the challenge. The lead singer of the American band The Cars, Rick Ocasek, has been found dead at his home in New York. He was 75. The Cars had a string of hits in the late 70s and 80s, including Drive.
You can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Who's gonna drive you home?
The song was played at the Live Aid concert in 1985 as a powerful backdrop to footage of the famine in Ethiopia. Last year, the band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. BBC News.
Hello, this is Dan Damon with World Update from the BBC in London. Coming up, the swimmer attempting to cross the English Channel 4 times without stopping. She's just coming to the end of the 3rd lap. Amazing. We'll hear about that soon. First, as he arrives in Luxembourg for his first meeting as Prime Minister with European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker, Boris Johnson has warned once again he will not ask for an extension to delay Brexit beyond October 31st. Mr Johnson said he hopes for progress and a deal with the EU based on removing the existing Northern Ireland backstop from the withdrawal agreement. But if not, he said, the UK will come out anyway. For his part, Mr Juncker has said there's currently little chance of a deal, and no deal would mean hopeless chaos. The Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab insists a deal has to be done.
As Michel Barnier famously once said to me, what we need now is decisions, not further endless negotiations. We're willing and able to do a deal on the terms I've described. The question now is whether the EU has got the political will to meet us to get that deal, which is good for both sides.
Rob Watson is our political correspondent. Is a deal in the making?
That's an easy one to answer. Who knows? I mean, absolutely, who knows? Both sides are playing down expectations, and I think it's an absolute mug's game to try and commentate on the sort of rounds of meetings between Mr Johnson and Mr Juncker and any others who come. I mean, I do think that if there is going to be a deal, it will come at the last minute. So it would come when the EU leaders meet in the middle of October, sort of October 17th. And I do think, by the way, if I was going to continue with this answer, that any deal, if there is going to be a deal, it'll be because of UK desperation rather than Brussels making any major concessions.
And yet Prime Minister Johnson says he will not ask for a delay. I mean, if there's a deal, there'd have to be a delay anyway, wouldn't there, to implement any of the laws that would make the deal work?
Of course, there would. There would have to be a technical delay, and I don't think that would be... I mean, I don't think anyone would really have much of a problem with that. What Mr Johnson is continuing to imply, both in what he says and, of course, what he's written in a newspaper column, is that Britain would leave without a deal, even though it's now against the law in this country for Britain to leave the European Union without some form of arrangement with the European Union. And that would, of course, one hesitates to use, these words, extraordinary, unprecedented, you could go on, but that really would be an extraordinary development.
Well, I'm not going to ask you to predict, but we just have to remind ourselves, don't we, that tomorrow there is a decision by the Supreme Court on whether the proroguing the suspension of Parliament is legal or not.
Absolutely. That's the other big thing to look out for this week. In many ways bigger, I think, than this meeting, and this idea that the UK Supreme Court might agree with the highest court in Scotland last week that essentially Mr Johnson had lied about his reasons for suspending Parliament, and therefore they'd all have to come back.
Rob, thanks very much indeed. Rob Watson, our political correspondent. Well, Layla Moran is a member of Parliament for the Liberal Democrats, the party that has just decided that if it wins a majority, it'll revoke Brexit. No referendum, just stop it. I put it to her that a majority was a big ask for a party that had 12 seats not long ago. They've taken on a few defectors from Labour and the Conservatives. They would have to win hundreds of seats. That's if they hope to form a government.
Well, you say that, but then you look how much politics has shifted just in the last year. I mean, this time last year, I actually, frankly, would agree with you. But we're now at the point where, we're riding at 20% in the polls. And that's when we see both Boris Johnson and Jeremy Corbyn becoming less and less popular with the electorate. We have a system where there is a chance that we could win a majority of seats across the country. When you hit, the 30-40% mark in polling, that's what happens. And there is actually, I think, a reasonable chance that the Liberal Democrats could well form a majority government. I'm not going to say it's certain, but I do think it's possible.
With a coalition? With whom would that coalition be?
So we have absolutely ruled out a coalition with both Jeremy Corbyn and Boris Johnson as the Prime Minister. And that's because both of them are Brexiteers. This election, should it be the snap election that we're expecting at any moment, will be about Brexit. And both of them want to deliver Brexit. I mean, Jeremy Corbyn won't say emphatically which side he will ask his party to support, whether it be Remain or their renegotiated deal. And Boris Johnson seems very happy not just to take us off the cliff edge of no deal, but is now looking at flouting the law and doing anything possible to keep himself in number 10. These people aren't fit for purpose to be Prime Minister, and Jo Swinson offers a obvious solution.
I mean, of course, the numbers are very hard to calculate because we have this first past the post system. But not long ago, the Liberal Democrats had 12 members of Parliament. You're talking about going to 300 and some. Really?
It's possible. Look, I'm not going to say it's even the most likely option, but the way that we're seeing politics shift right now, we cannot discount that. I mean, even if you think back to the dizzy heights of Cleggmania, before that election, we were polling less than we are now. And I truly believe that when people hear our very simple stop Brexit message, and it's worth saying, the reason why we're saying stop Brexit is because we know, as so many people also agree, like, we just want to make Brexit stop. We'd want to make it stop because we need to move on and talk about all the other things like education policy, like the NHS, like how do we heal the divides in society. And we think the best way of doing that is to make Brexit stop, save the economy from the Brexit mess that's going to happen, save people's jobs, use that money to plough it back into public services. And there's only one party that's offering a clear out of how we do that.
Our listeners around the world have been struggling to keep up with what's happening as far as Brexit is concerned. Do you think that the extension that Boris Johnson has been told he must apply for if he can't get a deal, do you think he will?
Who knows what Boris Johnson is going to do? I used to think that Boris Johnson had a cunning plan in his back pocket. I'm now more of the opinion that what he does is he makes decisions based on, what's the most likely thing to keep Boris Johnson as Prime Minister. And then when he ends up in a hole because he hasn't thought it through properly, he then tries to dig himself out of it.
Do you think there is a deal to be done before October 31st?
First of all, we have a great deal with the EU already, which is the one we want to preserve. But Theresa May then negotiated another deal. So there is one on the table. Boris Johnson has talked about getting rid of the backstop, and nothing less than that will do. And the EU have said that that's absolutely not possible. So all I can see now is, possibly some finessing, some polishing, some changing of words. Maybe that will be enough for members of his party. Maybe not. So I imagine that he will come back with something. He will dress it up, put a pretty bow on it and say that it's something brand new. But we'll have to see if the substance of it is sufficiently different for him to change any minds.
This could be a peak experience for the Liberal Democrats, couldn't it? Because there might be some kind of a deal, the Brexit will happen, there'll be an election, and the bubble will have burst. People will say, we don't want any more of that Brexit stuff, thanks very much. It's happened, we'll stick with it, and the Liberal Democrats will fall back to being one of the minor parties.
Yeah, well, look, this is the big lie that all the other parties are telling people. Because when they say, if you pass this deal or if we just leave, Brexit will stop and we'll stop talking about Brexit, that's just a complete lie. Because the next phase after this, this is a football match and we're heading towards half-time, not the end. There's that future partnership with the European Union. No deal is even worse because of the chaos that it would bring to the country. We would immediately start negotiating a new deal, in my view. Brexit doesn't stop by passing a deal or indeed leaving with no deal. The only way to make Brexit stop is to revoke Article 50, which is our clear position, and we're the only party that's saying it.
Leila Moran from the Liberal Democrats in the UK Parliament. Well, tomorrow Israelis go to the poll. They're going to elect a new Prime Minister. The second election this year, the last one in April, so close that Benjamin Netanyahu couldn't form a government. Israel always has coalitions. The big question now is, could Mr Netanyahu's Likud party win enough seats and enough support from smaller parties to put him in office for another term? Here's our Middle East editor, Jeremy Bowen.
Everything is very close in this troubled land. It's small. Driving around and across land that's been fought over doesn't take long. Enemies, resentment, hopes and disappointment are never far away. We're heading through the Jordan Valley. It runs between the Sea of Galilee and the Dead Sea, mostly sandy and rocky desert. It's the deepest valley in the world, going down to 1,300 feet below sea level. The domes of the Monastery of the Temptation, built into the cliffs, stare down on Jericho, the Palestinian city that claims to be the oldest in the world. Christians believe Satan appeared somewhere near here to Jesus, tempting him during his 40 days and nights of fasting. The southern end of the valley, where I am, has been occupied by Israel since 1967. A big part of the land it captured in that year's Middle East war. Usually the valley is a sleepy place, but Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has pushed it into his country's general election, which is coming up this Tuesday. He declared that if he was returned as Prime Minister, he would annex the Jordan Valley and Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank. The suggestion has been condemned by many of Israel's friends, including Britain, on the grounds that it would be yet another nail in the coffin containing hopes for peace. Israel would have absorbed land Palestinians want for a state. Mr. Netanyahu said similar things before. Perhaps he won't keep his promise if he wins. Perhaps he will. He's offering Israeli right-wingers a tasty electoral inducement to vote for him. He needs the votes. The election will be close. More than anything else, it's a referendum on Benjamin Netanyahu, who's overtaken Israel's founding father, David Ben-Gurion, as its longest-serving prime minister. I've come to Jerusalem, and in the last hours before the election, there are rallies going on. I'm in one of the ultra-religious parts of the city. There are thousands of ultra-Orthodox Jews here, most of them men, dressed in their black coats and white shirts, hats, beards. They're here to support a coalition of religious parties. But for Prime Minister, the vast majority of them will be supporting Benjamin Netanyahu. They are a vital part of his governing alliance, and without them, he can't form a government. Israel is a strong country. Its achievements are remarkable. But it also has a streak of insecurity, understandable given the history of the Jews and of the Israeli state. Benjamin Netanyahu plays on those fears. His campaign has majored on Israel's enemies in Iran, Syria and Lebanon. His message, repeated time after time, is that the Middle East is a tough neighborhood and he's the only politician who can keep Israelis safe. Election posters show him with Donald Trump, both men smiling, suggesting a unique partnership that only Mr. Netanyahu can maintain. His main rival is a centre-left coalition called Blue and White, led by a retired general, Benny Gantz, and Yair Lapid, a TV personality turned politician. General Gantz says he can restore honour to the premiership. Mr. Netanyahu is facing serious corruption charges which he denies. His opponents say he's divided and cheapened Israel. It might come down to turnout. Israelis get election days off, and it's perfect beach weather.
That's our Middle East editor, Jeremy Bowen. You're listening to the BBC World Service. Coming up later on our programme, we'll look at the art of the obituary after the moving and hilarious tribute of Joe Heller, penned by his daughter, went viral over the weekend.
Joe was a self-taught chemist and worked at Cheeseborough Ponds, where he developed one of their first cosmetics lines. There he met the love of his life, Irene, who was hoodwinked into thinking he was a charming individual with decorum. Boy, was she ever wrong.
We'll hear about that and how to write a good obituary coming later. Top story is a sharp increase in the price of oil following Saturday's attacks on facilities in Saudi Arabia. The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has insisted he'll accept no further delay in Britain's exit from the EU as he prepares to meet the head of the European Commission. And the drug firm accused of playing a key role in driving opioid addiction, Purdue Pharma, has filed for bankruptcy. Those are the headlines. This is the BBC. This is Dan Damon in London. Ultramarathon swimmer Sarah Thomas is attempting to swim the English Channel 4 times without stopping. That's 84 miles, 135 kilometres. Well, she has previously swum 104 miles in 67 hours without stopping, so I'd say there's a good chance that she'll make it. Let's talk to Elaine K. Howley, who's part of her support team and filming a documentary about the record attempt. How is Sarah getting on, Elaine?
She's doing beautifully. I'm sitting here on the Anastasia, the boat that we are using as our support vessel, and she is just as strong and steady as she was on the first lap. She just looks beautiful.
How many laps has she done now?
She's about 2/3 of the way through the third lap.
Right, so the fourth one, that'll be the big test. If she turns round, you're pretty confident that she'll get to the other side?
Yes, I am. I know Sarah pretty well, and I know that when she gets an idea in her head, she doesn't quit until she's achieved it. And, she promised a friend of ours that she would make the turn in France. And we know that when Sarah says that she's going to uphold a promise, she will. So we know she's going to get there to turn. And I know that once she gets in the water and starts swimming back to England, she's not going to stop until she hits land.
There aren't the superlatives to describe this and to describe Sarah, because she had breast cancer. She kept swimming through the chemotherapy, and it doesn't seem to have weakened her.
No, it's just the most incredible comeback story. She had finished that 104-mile swim in Lake Champlain in August of 2017, and just a couple months later found the lump in her breast. It was stage 2, an aggressive form of breast cancer, so they had to do aggressive treatment. And she really used the swimming as her means of coping with the treatment and the ravages that she faced with that. And I think having been such a healthy, strong swimmer to start, and then swimming as much as she did through treatment, really was a benefit to her in terms of beating the cancer. And so she says that she feels a little slower than she used to, but we're not seeing that. Her times are incredible here.
In just a word or two, when might she finish?
We're aiming for Samphire Hoe, which is a beach between Folkestone and Dover.
Thanks very much indeed. That's Elaine Cowley, who is following Sarah's amazing swim. This is World Update. 6 weeks since the Indian government revoked Indian-administered Kashmir's special status, the region remains volatile and tense. Mobile phone networks, internet lines, all still suspended. Political leaders remain in detention. Tens of thousands of troops continue to be deployed in the region, and clashes have been breaking out between anti-government protesters and security forces. There are conflicting accounts of the number of people who've died in such incidents and how they were killed. The BBC spoke to the families of some of those affected by the unrest and also investigated claims that children are being illegally detained in many parts of the region. Our India correspondent Yogita Limai reports from Srinagar.
A family says goodbye to its eldest son. Laid on a carpet, covered in blankets, is 17-year-old Asrar Ahmad Khan's body. Surrounded by grieving relatives, his mother sits, too stunned to react. As his coffin is taken to the burial ground, friends remember a boy who was a bright student and loved playing cricket. His family says he was hit in the head with a tear gas canister and lead pellets fired from a shotgun by Indian troops. Soon after he'd buried his son, I met Asrar's father, Firdaus Ahmad Khan.
Does Modi feel my pain? Has he said sorry for this? Has he condemned it? Tomorrow there will be more deaths. In today's Kashmir, there is no accountability.
The crowd around him breaks out into anti-India slogans. For more than 4 weeks, Asrar battled for his life in hospital. Doctors say he died of injuries caused by pellets and the blast of a tear gas shell. But a top army commander claims he was hit by a stone thrown by anti-government protesters.
Asrar Ahmad Khan, the boy 18 to 19 years of age, who was hit by a stone.
The dispute over the cause of Asrar's death has become a symbol of the conflicting narratives in Kashmir. As protests against the removal of the region's special status have turned into violent clashes over the past month, there have been varying accounts of the number of deaths and injuries in such incidents. The government says not a single life has been lost in action by security forces. It claims armed insurgents have killed 3 people. One of those allegedly killed by militants was a 60-year-old shopkeeper, Ghulam Muhammad. Outside his home, women sit in a tent, grieving separately from the men. He was inside his shop when he was shot dead in front of his wife. His family was too scared to speak to us. Police say insurgent groups have been distributing pamphlets warning people against opening shops, banks and fuel stations. In Kashmir, ordinary people are caught.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie.
Listen to Regina Abban and Lady Caroline every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point at Starr Radio UK, where we educate the youth and young adults on life issues.
You can't always be in control of what happens on the road, but you can control the tires you ride on. Thanks to Champon tires, in testing condition, you are guaranteed of traction and grip, be it new or partly worn tire. Champon tires are the largest import and exporters of tires in the UK. Locate us all over the UK. For Wakefield, contact us on 01924 262 043. Selby, Rotherham, Hull, and Birmingham, contact us on 01709 380-615, or you can visit us at www.champontires.co.uk. Champon Tires, safe when new, safe when partly worn. If you've had an accident in the last 3 years, that was not your fault. Get in touch with London Accident Claims Limited. It could be a motor accident or a workplace injury. You could be entitled to compensation. Just one call to our specialist team will take care of everything. For minicab drivers with PCOs, there is even better news. We provide you with a replacement vehicle. Call us on 0800-032-6798 or 0208-665-7667 to start your claims with London Accident Claims Limited. London Accident Claims Limited, a partner you can trust.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile. If you just smile. Hey, this is Archie, and you're listening to Starr Radio. Okay. Another beautiful day in London. Not too sunny, not too cold, not too warm. Mixture of both. Being the 16th day of September 2019, and the time now being 10:35. The station Starr Radio UK. The program, The Morning Show. Of course, I am your man. Archie on Starr Radio UK. Nobody does it better. So let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Those of you on other planets as well, I salute you all and I say a massive, massive, massive hello to you. Like I said earlier, it is the Monday edition of the morning show. So on my team today, I have my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank Davis. Frank, good morning to you. And I'm saying morning to Mr. Olayomi Kweke, who will be joining us with updates from Nigeria. And then today being Monday, of course, it'll be happening live here on Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Exactement. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. What time will it be? 12:45. We'll be having no other one but HRH Linda Pellion. All the way from Cyprus, bringing you Career 101. So let me say good morning to Linda and to Mr. Pellion as well. Hope you had a very nice weekend. I don't know the time in Cyprus now, whether it is afternoon, but whatever it is either good morning or good afternoon. Good morning to the man of God who always is there for us, Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, wherever you are. Massive good morning to you. To my lovely wife Lottie, wherever you are, good morning. And then to the lovely Gina Latte, thank you very much for your presence. Yeah, we're going to be chewing it like no man's business. Good morning to you. Let me say good morning to my apostle, sir, brother HB. Massive, massive good morning to you, my apostle, to Bishop Nunu. And all members of Bible Life Family Ministries. So Reverend Dr. Francis Okon Nunu, Emma Junior Nunu, all of River City Church, we salute you. And let me say also good morning to the one and only Empress Regina and Lady C. Massive good morning to you, and thank you very much for coming and joining us. They'll be bringing you this lovely program this evening exactly at 5 o'clock. That is on point. Then after that, we have Mr. Tony Williams, who is also be coming your way. Tony, good morning to you. Then after that, the maestro himself, the Reggae King. Yes, he'll be coming your way with Conscious Reggae on Starr Radio UK this evening from 10 to 3:30. Okie dokie. Let me say morning to my brother Felix, all the way in Aberdeen. Felix, I hope you are doing very well. And then to Captain Felix Seta, I hope you are feeling better now, Captain. To Reverend Michael Esiama, massive good morning to you. To Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, good morning. Mr. Kofi Ali, Ambassador Light for ECOWAS, we salute you. Dr. Martin, good morning to you. Comforter David, Mr. Davidson, Brown Kwame, all in the USA. To the one and only Gifty in France, Esra in Ghana, the Hammonds, Betwealth, and all of you. We salute you. But you know you can do me a massive favor. Share the page with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. So, by one program online, we bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast, and then the travel updates. We then move on to bring you all that is happening across the globe, but starting from Nigeria, where we bring you updates from Nigeria, sponsored by CoinKit Removal Services. They say removal services made simpler than you think. Then after, we bring you some lovely music intermittently, and then exactly at 12:45, HRH Linda Pillion will join us on the Career 101 program. So that is my word program outline for you today. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Also to Mr. Tabiri and Mrs. Tabiri and the family as well. Hope you all doing good. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So, the quote for the day says what? So, whenever you decide and make the effort to rise to the top, there is an unseen force that tries to prevent you. This unseen force fights against every achiever, no matter how your constitution. Okay, let me take it again because I think I missed something at the bottom bit. And it says once again, whenever you decide and make the effort to rise to the top, there is an unseen force that tries to prevent you. Now, this unseen force fights against every achiever, no matter your constitution. So it doesn't matter whether you are black or blue or green or purple, whether you are tall, you are short, or whatever. Slim, big, medium, whatever it is. It does happen to each and every one of us. But how do you overcome that? That is another story for another day. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Time now, 10:42 from the House of London. And let me bring you the weather forecast for London and the southeast of England. It says it looks set to be rather cloudy, but it will be mainly dry this morning. In the afternoon, some patchy drizzle is possible. A noticeable cooler day in a gentle northerly breeze will also happen. Apart from the odd spot of drizzle this evening, it will stay dry for most, but largely cloudy into the night. Clear spells will develop from the north, a chillier night as well. Temperature is going to be 20 degrees, the lowest is going to be 11 degrees. UV level is going to be low, pollution is going to be low. Sunset is going to be 19:14 and sunrise for tomorrow morning is going to be at 06:36 hours. So, that brings us to the end of the weather forecast. Starr Radio UK. We take a quick commercial break, and once we come back, I'll bring you the travel update. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package? And intact Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Listen to Regina Abban and Lady Caroline every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point at Starr Radio UK, where we educate the youth and young adults on life issues.
The time is now time for the travel update. Keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. The Starr Radio UK travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:45. On the travels this morning, on the underground, seems to be good service throughout Bakerloo Central Circle District, Hammersmith and City, Jubilee Metropolitan, Northern, Piccadilly, Victoria, Waterloo and City Lights are all in good service. Now, TFL Rail DLR good service. London Overground has got a severe delay. Let me tell you what is happening there. Liverpool Street and Hackney Downs due to a signal failure at Bethnal Green. But keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads, and keep you navigated. Now, when it comes to the London tram link minor delay due to a faulty tram at George Street. So if you can avoid that, avoid that. If not, you are stuck in there. Continue to listen to us on Starr Radio UK, because as and when there are any changes, we'll keep you posted. Now let's go to the river bars. On the river bars this morning, RB1, RB1X, RB2, RB4, RB5, RB6 Willituary are in good service. Keep your eyes on the roads and we'll keep you navigated. Our promise, our bond. Now on the National Rail, cross country have got a special service. East Midland Railway special service, Northern Rail minor delays, Southeastern special service, and Virgin Trains special service there as well. Somebody will say it. Well. It's always a pleasure coming your way. But hey, it's left with the major roads in London. Share with us what is happening on your travels. Now on the major roads in London, the A10 roads, we've got A10 has got closures, A23 closures, A4 closures there, Central London Red Roads closures there as well. So please check before you leave. It is Starr Radio UK. We'll keep you posted as and when there are any changes. Time now 10:47 from the heart of London. We'll take a commercial break, and once we come back, we'll bring you some lovely music. But on that note, let me say good morning to you. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Keep those eyes on the roads.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Minerals and vitamins is gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Board. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie.
Listen to Regina Abban and Lady Caroline every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point at Starr Radio UK, where we educate the youth and young adults on life issues.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And the time now is 10:50. And I bring you the first carefully selected choice of song. Want to say thank you, God, for another opportunity to live life to the fullest. And I pray that, it's my prayer that this week, as you go through the week, God will protect your going out and coming in and show you a massive, massive favor. Strong Tower by Nathaniel Bassey. Enjoy this and I'll be with you.
Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. To you belong all power, Jesus. Whenever I call your name, you always come and make a way. Your name is a strong tower. Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. To you belong all power, Jesus. Whenever I call your name, you make a way. Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. To you belong all power, Jesus. Hey, whenever I call your name.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. In the name of Jesus, every knee must bow. When we pray in the name of Jesus, every knee must bow. When we pray in the name of Jesus, every knee must bow. When we pray in the name of Jesus, every knee must bow. Hey, your name is a strong tower, Jesus. To you belong, Jesus. Whenever I call you, make a way. Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. To you belong all power, Jesus. Oh, whenever I call your name, you make a way. Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. When we call on the name of Jesus, you will come and make a way. When we call on the name of Jesus, you will come and make a way. Your name is a way maker, Jesus. Way maker, I call your name. To you belong all power, Jesus. Whenever I call your name, you never disappoint me. Make a way. Your name is a way maker, Jesus. Your name is a way maker. Your name is a way maker, Jesus. To you belong all power, Jesus. Whenever I call your name, you make a way. Your name is a way maker, Jesus. Jesus. In the midnight hour, Jesus. In the raging storm, Jesus. Through the troubled water, Jesus. I know who to call. Your name.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Is a way maker, Jesus. Oh, call the name now, Jesus. You're my shield and buckler, Jesus. That is who you are, Jesus. You're my horn of power, Jesus. You're the great I am. When I call your name, make a way. Your name is a way maker, Jesus. Oh, your name is a strong tower.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Jesus, your name is a strong tower, Jesus. To you belong all power, Jesus. Hey, whenever I call your name, you make a way. Your name is a strong tower, Jesus. in the name of Jesus. Every knee must bow. When we pray in the name of Jesus, every knee must bow. When we pray in the name of Jesus, every knee must bow. When we pray in the name of Jesus, every knee must bow. Hey, your name is a strong tower. Jesus, to you belong. To you belong. To you belong. Jesus, whenever I call you. Whenever I call you, make a way. Your name is a strong tower. Jesus, your name is a strong tower. Jesus, to you belong all power. Jesus, oh, whenever I call your name.
Online, on mobile, and soon on DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading Afro-Caribbean radio station in
You
London.
are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show.
You will come
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
when we call on the name of Jesus. You will come and make a way. Your name is a waymaker. Jesus, waymaker, I call your name. To you belong all power. Jesus, whenever I call your name, you never disappoint me. Make a way. Your name is a waymaker. Jesus, your name is a waymaker. Your name is a waymaker. Jesus, to you belong all power. Jesus, whenever I call your name, you make a way. Your name is a waymaker. Jesus, in the midnight hour. Jesus, in the raging storm. Jesus, through the troubled water. Jesus, I know who to call your name. You make a way. Your name is a waymaker. Jesus, oh, call the name now. Jesus, you're my shield and buckler. Jesus, that is who you are. Jesus, you're my horn of power. Jesus, you're the great I am. When I call you.
Tower by Nathaniel Bassey. May he be your strong tower this week. Whatever things that you're going through. Say the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and anyone who runs into it shall be saved. Yes, challenges, we have it like somebody would say a barrel full. But if you have faith, or those of us who have faith, lean on that. Some way, somehow, it has worked. Okay. It's now 11 o'clock from the House of London. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and once we come back, we'll have Mr. Olaimi Koiki joining in. And he'll be telling you more and more and more and more about what is happening in Nigeria. Everything in Niger. Okay.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie.
Listen to Regina Abban and Lady Caroline every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point at Starr Radio UK, where we educate the youth and young adults on life issues.
You can't always be in control of what happens on the road, but you can control the tires you ride on. Thanks to Champon tires, in testing condition, you are guaranteed of traction and grip, be it new or partly worn tire. Champon tires are the largest import and exporters of tires in the UK. Locate us all over the UK. For Wakefield, contact us on 01924 262 043. Selby, Rotherham, Hull, and Birmingham, contact us on 01709 380-615, or you can visit us at www.champontires.co.uk. Champon Tires, safe when new, safe when partly worn. If you've had an accident in the last 3 years, that was not your fault. Get in touch with London Accident Claims Limited. It could be a motor accident or a workplace injury. You could be entitled to compensation. Just one call to our specialist team will take care of everything. For minicab drivers with PCOs, there is even better news. We provide you with a replacement vehicle. Call us on 0800-032-6798 or 0208 665-7667 to start your claims with London Accident Claims Limited. London Accident Claims Limited, a partner you can trust.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
I know. So improve wo but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No one you secretary fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK aban betimi ama grant and now scholarship and financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and masters fully sponsored. Say UK aban ebetimi ama up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ebe with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite, and now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai bet your school fees near the amount. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nyesika nefetua fees, but degree.
This is the morning show with Archie. This is the morning show with Archie.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. It is now gone 8 minutes past the top of the hour. That's 8 minutes past 11. Pretty soon we'll be having Mr. Olai Mikoiki joining in. But let me tell you some of the things that is happening when it comes to updates from Nigeria. But let me say, before then, let me say good morning to EM Prince. EM Prince, I hope you are doing very, very well. And like I said, Jack, I've got the man booted and suited and ready to bring you the updates from Nigeria, and that is no other person but the one and only Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Yomi, good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Mr. Archie, and a very good morning to all our listeners around the globe and those that are following us, watching the live broadcast, because that's the beauty. You can be able to see, the presenter rather than the voice only. We say good morning on a very happy Monday, the 16th of September, and literally less than 4 months before we all start celebrating the big festival, which is the Christmas. We hope you had a very good weekend like we did, and I will be telling you more of what activities happened over the weekend. Very tight on Friday. We tried everything possibly best to join the broadcast, but it was just not coming through. But we'll be able to give you some of those that we missed out on Friday, and exactly what has been happening around the Nigerian community in United Kingdom and back home in Nigeria. I go back to you in the studio.
Yes, listeners, that is Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. Now, Yomi, in the background, I can see some lovely trophies and some. What's all that about?
Well, those trophies are not mine, but I just love standing next to them, and that shows you when you have a dedicated footballer in the house. All those for my son, I think there are about 20 of them.
Wow.
He plays for the local team here in United Kingdom, and that is the beauty. I mean, I've been following. While you're saying that, I've been following. The Minister for Sport, and we hope that part of what the presidency told them, that they must deliver because we have talented Nigerians across. And, I think over the weekend it was in Ogun State where some young Nigerians were doing a bit of boxing. It was also in Ilorin. And that shows that, I'm sure if we harness, the sport industry, we could be talking about $1 trillion industry. Just not too far away from us here is the Tottenham football ground. Tottenham was at home this Saturday, and by the time I came back to the area in the evening, you will never realize that about 60,000 people have already been moved, after the game, because that shows that, within a weekend, you could be talking about millions of pounds has already been made. And we can only hope that the National Stadium, which is the iconic building that we have in Nigeria, the Minister for Sport visited that over the weekend as well. This was built in 1972, just the same time that the Barcelona that we all watched, for those that are football fans. But it looks like the dilapidated and the non-maintenance attitude of us has left national stadium of no use to any tournament that is the standard to the world. Let's go back now to you in the studio.
Well, listeners, it is Star Radio UK. It's updates from Nigeria, sponsored by the Koiki Removal Services, and they say removal services made simpler than you think. Okay, so how was the weekend? What activities were you able to attend?
Well, as we know, there's so much happening. The first thing that happened was on Friday. There's the Ethiopian African Week, and what does that mean? Showcasing the best of African when it comes to fabric, when it comes to all sort of materials or different ornaments that you might think of. And this took place at the Royal Festival Hall, and we were part of that, as well as we have my younger sister that was also, presenting, the best of Nigerian jollof rice, not the Ghanaian jollof rice. There was no, and it says, jollof make no war. Just love the jollof rice. I mean, it was a very beautiful event. It took over from Friday up to Sunday. A lot of Nigerians and a lot of Africans attended the event, and it was also a very good opportunity that also we have the son of the legend Femi Kuti, the son of Fela Anikulapo Kuti, may so continue to rest in peace. Also have the taste of what we call the Tokumba's Kitchen, bringing the Nigerian taste to the African community and the Caucasians that are living as well in United Kingdom.
Interesting. How was the participation like?
Well, like I said, it's only once in a year, and it is interesting to see the children, coming out as well. And my own family was there as well over the weekend yesterday, and it just shows that we are already doing so much as Africans in United Kingdom, in different sectors, and we are already pushing, telling the world that Africa still have something to offer, but we also need to have a better governance to make sure that we can deliver that. I mean, I saw some of the, the video coming out of Zimbabwe during the, the burial of the late Robert Mugabe, and you wonder why one of the presidents, attended, and he was still, he's got a bit of stroke, and you wonder that, someone like that should have left the baton to the next person, but maybe he's just waiting for the son to get older, because the information we have was he took over the baton from his father, and I'm sure he wants to hand over to somebody else that is the family rather than moving. And that is where a lot of people wonder, I mean, why is where we are today? And if you look at the 10 bullet point of, Ayo Akinfe, the senior journalist, if Nigeria wants to be the top player in the 2030, which is just less than 20 years from now, there's so much that we need to put in place. And I think sport was also part of what he indicated in that top 10, that he posted this morning. I'll go back now to you in the studio.
Well, listeners, it is Star Radio UK, and I have Mr. Olaimi Koiki. Yomi, somebody is saying that Yomi is looking very, very handsome this morning.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, for that kind of, sometimes with the nature of the job that we do, try to make sure we deliver, what is happening, we sometimes overlook, whether we are, dressing that outfit, because the most important thing is we want to make sure that African voices are being heard in United Kingdom, and that is what Star Radio UK have been doing, for the last couple of years.
Okay. Now, let's come to some of the stories making the rounds this morning that have been posted. President Buhari at the maiden Federal Executive Council meeting of his renewed mandate approved contracts for roads across Nigeria worth over 182 billion naira. Interesting. We've talked about the road network and accidents that seem to be happening the length and breadth of the country. And if the president comes to make such assurances, I mean, people think that, well, it is something that needs to be done. But what have been the reaction, and do people still believe that government is going to deliver on that promise?
Before I go into that, we got to make, our viewers understand that the reality of accidents is on a daily basis, not just only in Nigeria, it's across the world.
Yeah.
But the difference is that, making sure that we put in, the right measures in place. I mean, just yesterday or over the weekend, not yesterday, but over the weekend on the A13, there was an hit and run. These things just happen. Also in Nigeria, in Taraba State, I was looking at Ratson. Ratson spoke to us. He was one of the farmers that we had an interview with, and he was posting that they lost a young Nigerian that works with them. He started the farming with them as well, and it was a road accident. So it is good to see that the government is looking at that. And if you look at the Lagos Badagry Express Road to Benin Republic, at the cost of almost 15, quite a substantial amount of money. At about 3 years ago, I traveled from Lagos as well to Benin Republic, and I see a lot of people doing prayers, and I say to myself, prayer is not what we need. We need the government to fix the road, and it is important that huge project, like you said, has now been approved. And I'm sure the president, is someone that will be looking at all the details to make sure that delivery of this project will be one of their main mantle. I'll go back now to you in the studio.
Now, interesting, 183 billion naira. Now, how much, I don't know, from the top of your head, can you say how much is going to local, what do you call it, construction firms, and how much is going to the foreign ones? Because we know if you go to China and you say we want a contract from China to do blah, 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 they tell you that we're bringing our people. So virtually, the money that has been, set aside for this project, majority goes into foreign hands. How many of them are going to local hands?
Well, the instruction we've said this so many times, and I've had that so many times as well, from the minister, handling these portfolios and other portfolios as well, that they must try everything possible to make sure that they patronize Nigerians that are competent, when it comes to delivery of some of this project. It might not be the whole project in a go, because when it comes to huge projects like this, they still need to get the foreign partners to come in and support as well. But when it comes to the materials and the workforce, which is the most important thing, because if we take an example of the Lagos Badagry Express Road, that means we will have indigene of that particular area working along the road as laborer, as cook, and also because when it comes to road construction, you can imagine the amount of manpower that will be needed. But the question you asked was if the patronizing of the indigene, the company that are not the one that they get the money and run off and then no one finds them. But I'm sure this government have been working towards that direction, and will continue to monitor, especially now that almost 182 billion naira, quite a lot of money, allocated. And it's not just in Lagos alone; it goes up to other areas as well, Niger, Edo State, Kwara and Osun State. We also have Kano to Maduguri Road, and we also have Taraba that we just mentioned that we lost in Nigerian there over the weekend as well. And we have Niger State, Jigawa, Owerri, and also the Federal Capital Territory as well. So quite a numbers of road network, and that is the only way we can open the door and access to an average Nigerian wherever they are.
Well, listeners, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Time now, 19 minutes past the top of the hour, and it's updates from Nigeria, sponsored by the Koiki Removal Services. They say removal services made simpler than you think. Do you have a single item? Do you have a whole house that you are moving? It's a commercial, whatever it is. Just get in touch with Koiki Removal Services, and they will make your removals simpler than you think. I have with me Mr. Olaimi Koiki, bringing us updates from Nigeria. So let's move on then. Yomi, which other stories are making the rounds?
We were meant to touch on even though the press release came just after we must have left the update on Friday, and that is from the PDP responding to the outcome of the judiciary, and this was released at about 1400 hours on Friday. It says quite a lengthy one, but we've already posted for those that might want to read a little bit further. PDP raises alarm over the petition delay to release record of judgment and caution against tampering of evidence. The People's Democratic Party raises alarm over the undue delay by the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to release the record of its widely criticized judgment to enable the party and its presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to promptly file an appeal to overturn the judgment at the Supreme Court. So it seems the PDP therefore demands the immediate release of records of judgment as delivered by the tribunal without any form of alternation. That is Kola Olo Ologbodiyan, the National Publicity Secretary. I don't know whether you want to touch on that before we move to the next story, or we just continue with the update.
Yeah. Now on that story, how has the PDP received the whole verdict? Because it went against them. We know that initially they were, there are a few of the what pointers in the case where they were being said that, oh, they've done well, they did that, and then the final verdict came and it was like boom. Okay, but how have they received it? Though I know they are waiting for the publication of the details of the judgment, but how have they received it?
They received it, on Thursday as well. They had a press statement. Appeal court, your gloating will be short-lived. The PDP is telling the Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the PDP, the People's Democratic Party, counsels the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, to be cautious in celebrating the judgment of the Presidential Election Tribunal, as his gloating will be short-lived. The party says the judgment, which is a direct miscarriage of justice, just like the question you just asked now, cannot stand at the Supreme Court, given the weight of evidence against President Muhammad Buhari and the APC. So the PDP still believes that, with the evidence that was tendered, they can still overturn this judgment when it gets to the Supreme Court. We'll have to wait and see, as they also wait to get the details of the delivery of that judgment, which they've also released a statement towards, saying that it seems that they are trying to hold on to that, and that should have been released to them.
But when it comes to the Supreme Court, how many, I don't know from the top of your head, because for the sake of our listeners, how many judges have been appointed from the government? Because we know that government do appoint judges, and some of them, so they say, yeah.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, that has just been sworn in recently, will be one of those that will be looking into, the details of the outcome of this tribunal. And the question again is, where, that, the PDP will be asking is, I hope this will be neutral. And again, until, the Supreme Court, which is the highest court, then decide whatever the outcome is, we'll have to wait and see with the, again.
Okay. Let's move on to some other stories making the rounds. Over to you, sir.
Yes, let's talk quickly on the other stories update this morning. Fayemi urged police to fish out culprit. I did listen to him. He's the governor of Ekiti State. At about 1:30 a.m., he had a special interview, and I listened to him. He was a one-time governor as well, and he was also a minister until he has become a governor again under the APC in Ekiti State. Quite an interesting, and the question that was put to him, which is an interesting part, was he was also an activist, and the journalist that was having the interview with him says, what makes the difference between his own activism and the one of Omoyele Sowore that has now been held captive for the last 43 days? He says, well, generation does change, and sometimes, these questions can be a bit difficult for them to answer, even though, and he did mention that Sowore was also, working with them during those activists of General Sani Abacha, when Abacha was ruling with a heavy-handed, as at the time. Let's continue with the update as well. PDP governors shun meeting in Anambra State, and also the Ihadio, the governor, I have done my best in 100 days. River election, Awara abandoned police result. I paid 127,000 naira to join police. That is interesting. If someone is paying that amount of money, and part of the question that was asked with the governor as well of Ekiti State was, what is the governor of the Southwest, the governor for what is he doing differently, to make sure that, the insecurity, especially in the Southwest, is curtailed. And he says, sometimes people blow too much of what is happening, but they are doing everything and they're trying to recruit. But I hope, individuals are not paying that amount of money that I've just mentioned, because that's quite a lot of money. If somebody's earning 18,000 naira and, and trying to pay that, maybe this person wants to get into the police and start extorting people as well, because that's a lot of money as well. Let's go back now. IPOB alleged plot to attack Kanu's home. In Nnamdi Kanu, we saw him recently, I think about last week, he was in Germany, continue to push out his advocacy there and to the other part of the world as well. Hero kicks off Benin Lagos operation today. Akinyemi urged federal government to sue South Africa at the International Court of Justice as well. The G7 okays $251 million for African women. So many times we've heard about this huge amount of money. Does it trickle down? Does it get to the to the right people, or does it just fiddle out? We hear the figure and nobody knows what they've done with the money in the long run. I'll take a couple of more, then go back to you in the studio. No going back on the national carrier. That is interesting. Seriki, that's the Minister for Aviation. Last year, we were promised that Nigerian Air will be taking Nigerians to Nigeria, but that doesn't happen. And the government has to come out and pull out from that particular deal. This was all done here in United Kingdom, but it seems that the national carrier, according to the aviation minister, is still going to go ahead. We are monitoring the OPEC project, 3.1% global economic growth, and Enugu police recovered a stolen government vehicle within 4 hours. We've seen so many times that a governor is leaving, and some of the asset that belongs to the government, becomes an individual property. Sometimes people pack them away from the vicinity of where they can be seen, and then color change, and then maybe plate number change as well. And these are all sort of things happening as well. Let's take one more. I'll go back to you in the studio, and if time permits, we'll take a little bit more. The federal government moves to deal with local and international collaborator. That is the Supreme Malami as well is saying there, because we know that we have the local and international individuals that disrupt so many things that is meant to be for the people of Nigeria and Africa across. And I go back now to you in the studio. This is Starr Radio UK.
Yes, as Yomi said, it is Starr Radio UK, and it is the Monday edition of the morning show and updates from Nigeria, sponsored by the Coil Kit Removal Services. It's removal services made simpler than you think. 11:28 is the time, the morning show, the program. Now, let's finally touch on some other story. What Ayo Akinfe, the renowned journalist, has said today. And his 10 bullet points is the 10 things Nigeria has to do by 2030 to make a statement that the world's largest black nation is really to take her place on the high table. And I wanted to just touch on one of it. Okay, it said build the world's tallest and first solar-powered Ferris wheel. Now, how possible is that, and how feasible is that?
We can imagine whatever we want, but the possibilities, yes, it is possible, because we have, the best brain, not just in Nigeria, but across Africa. We don't even have to go anywhere before, we can deliver that. I mean, very soon, we have a Nigerian that is less than age 30 at Huddersfield University, the first in PhD when it comes to the real network, from Nigeria precisely. And we will be having a special interview with him. We're already having a conversation with him. He will be joining us on Niger Voices. So that shows that we have Nigerians. We have the engineer of Nigerians in the United Kingdom and across the world. So putting the first solar power ferry wheels, wouldn't be a big problem. We have somebody because some of the 10 bullet point is interesting when you start reading the comment under it. People, let me see if I can take a bit of the comment, because it is the comment that exchange ideas as well, whether it is visible or whether we are just dreaming. And let me just take you back to, 2 or 3 of the comments under this. And this comment sometimes goes up to 1,000 to 2,000 people, continue to comment on this 10 bullet point.
Mm-hmm.
And this person that's the first individual says, how I wish our politicians would think in this way. That is the first comment. Only restructuring can save Nigeria. No more, no less. That is part of the comment as well. And I will take one more. And this person says, how are you going to import all the things that you plan to build and expect to achieve this without domestic productivity? You need people, still, electricity as a priority, don't you? And the report back from Ayakife says, waiting concern me. Waiting means, what does that mean? We will concerns import. 80% of all components must be manufactured locally. I'll go back now to you in the studio, where we continue with this update.
Interesting. Somebody's asking the question: is Aya Akinfe not being too optimistic, and is Nigeria not running before even they start working? Well, I don't know whether you want to respond to that.
Boris Johnson still believes that he will take us out of BRICS exit the October 31st. Is he optimistic? Is that possible with all the scenarios that is playing out? I mean, if you look at the papers today, the government is still advising people to be prepared, for the BRICS exit. So let us not be too, thinking that nothing is impossible. We take one more from that, and then I go back. I mean, I went to the cash and carry with my younger sister. While she was preparing for the food festival that she had. It cost about almost £19 for the box of yam, and it cost, it says on it Ghana yam, even though we know that most of these yam are packaged in Nigeria, inside Ghana because of the bottleneck that we have at our port of entry. Most of this goes to Ghana, and so it says here, we are the world's largest cassava, yam, shell butter, and kola nut producer. Let us build the planet's largest and first ever ultra-model processing plant that can process all these crops. Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. And I'm sure the individual that is talking must be expert in one area. Even if it's just the bookkeeping for us, we can employ he or she to do it for us on our behalf. And that will make Africa a better place. I'll go back now to you in the studio.
Interesting times. Now, listen to Star Radio UK with Mr. Olaimi Koike. I'm Archie. Now, let's look at the event that has happened, or incident that has happened in Edmonton. It's talking about a crime scene remains in part of Jubilee Park in Edmonton. Is it N9 after the murder of a 29-year-old man stabbed to death last night? What exactly happened?
London seems to be, as much as it's a safe place, we've got to be cautious to say it's not safe. It is a safe place, but there are still, a number of killings taking place as well. And, we've done a couple of interviews in Edmonton here where killing took place. But late yesterday, there was another killing as well. And, it's quite becoming worrisome, and we hope the government will be able to tackle that. And I was looking at Boris Johnson, the government last week, trying to put more into the police force to make sure that we have enough boots on the ground. But let's hope that the family that is affected, we don't know what they have. It's just a big shame to see that children picking up weapons that are so dangerous and killing each other. And sometimes when I post it out, it's quite a bit worrisome for somebody like us as well. I mean, we're talking about children less than 18, 19. I mean, when on the other part of the world, like Nigeria, children of that age are looking for what to eat or how they can survive. But the ones on this side, are not taking it serious, that they have everything they can think of, but they're going astray.
Wow. Listeners, it is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's 11:34. Now, before we go, Yomi, what else do you want to say?
Well, just make sure you stay tuned. The breakfast show is from 10 o'clock in the morning every day, between the hours of Monday to Friday. Make sure you tune in. And you can also listen while you're at work. Just make sure that your boss doesn't know that you're listening to Star Radio UK, so that you don't miss any part of what is happening around the world. And on that note from me, I say have a pleasant morning wherever you are, and stay tuned as we have so much of the program coming up after the breakfast show as well. Bye for now. And to Frank and the other presenter, I say have a good day wherever you are. Bye for now, Mr. Archie.
Bye-bye, Mr. Olaimi Koike. Well, the update from Nigeria is sponsored by the Koike Removal Services, and it says what? Removal services made simpler than you think. It says, relax and let our professional movers take care of your move. Single item to full house move. Man with a van hire. Fixed price and hourly rate. Fully insured service. Parking, unpacking, assembly, disassembly of furniture. Short notice and weekend availability. Wide range of supplemental services. Local and nationwide. Public liability insurance. Goods transit insurance. Contact them on +44 7594 050979 +44 7594 050979. And it says mobile services made simpler than you think. That is only done by Koike Removal Services. Okay, we'll take a commercial break, and once we come back, we'll bring you some lovely music and tell you what is happening here in the UK. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Rubedi Sa Charlie.
My level up, my level up. Maybe today I don't get nothing, but tomorrow I go get something. And I go buy motor for mama house. But the enemy won't worry me. I go show all of them tragedy. No be today, we start to. So if I sing my song, if I keep up a long, because you don't know that day, Jesus Christ, he go come. So if you see me today, I know my level, I know my level, oh my level. Anybody pop it?
Well, that is my level from Shot to Wale. Whatever it is, still be optimistic, yeah?
Oh my level.
Like today's quote says, that whenever you decide and make the effort to rise to the top, there is an unseen force that tries to prevent you. This unseen force fights against every achiever. So no matter your constitution, know that you're going to be having some opposition. Alright then, so just stay tuned. I'll be bringing you some more of the music, my level during the course of the program. But now I've got with me my colleague and representative, Mr. Frank Davis, who is in the house. And let me just go straight to him to say good morning to him. Frank, good morning.
Actually, good morning and good morning to all our listeners, whoever they might be and wherever they may be.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was very good. Actually did not finish well away till about this morning, 3 a.m. So it was a continuous, I call it a chain linking to this week, but it's been pretty good.
Okay, yeah. Okay. That's good. Now, if you followed us when I was having a chat with Mr. Olaimi Koiki, on the what do you call it, tribunal petition, election petition that took place, and the verdict that came in, we have the opposition, that's the PDP, saying that, well, the APC are gloating, their gloating will be short-lived because they are going to the Supreme Court. And I asked Mr. Olaimi the question, how many judges on the Supreme Court have been elected or put there by government, because that actually makes so much difference. At times we will say that, oh no, there's no political affiliation or anything that they will give a verdict that will be, satisfactory. But we know that there is a tendency that you see people drifting to political sides or trailing on political grounds. So I'm asking that question: do you think that they're going to the Supreme Court will bring about any change at all?
Actually, the law courts are there for a reason. If you feel that a judgment has been passed, it's not something that you are happy with, and there are breaches of law on grounds of law that you can actually overturn them, or someone might have misinterpreted them. Yes, you have the right to go to court, but actually evidence has demonstrated that when it comes to our part of the world, it is increasingly difficult for Supreme Courts and others to, I'm not saying they are biased, but increasingly it's becoming very, very difficult to get any of them to either to pass a judgment that the opposition might want, either as a result of probably they don't want to do it, or they're under pressure. There a lot of evidence of that. If you look at, in fact, the case involving Chachuchi Katan, about this corruption case or whatever, that embezzlement, that has to do with a $20 million fund that was supposed to go into rice cultivation at the Vimy Plains. And the argument was that the institution he was in charge of, which what they call it, the GMPC, was not legally required to get into production of rice, and so for everything that went on over there, he bears personal responsibility to it. You will agree that the first time at the court, the government lost the case. All government had to do was to reshuffle the numbers in the more accounting, and then we saw that the verdict then went against Chachu. When there was a change in government, he went, although he was pardoned by the then outgoing government, President Kufuor. He said no. Yes,
he wanted to clear his name.
Clear his name. And he is one of the best brains when we come to legal issues in Ghana. He went to court and got it cleared that he was convicted on error. The question we then ask is, was it politically motivated? Again, if you look at this case, what is happening in the Scottish they appealed, they won breaches of law. You look at Kenya example, they ruled against the election that they should go for a second round penalties, but they did not declare anyone a victor. Let's go to the ground and tell you. The Nigerian case actually is a very, very dicey case. If it is accepted that Buhari was not qualified to run, that the certificates he presented were not, then one would think that the consequential effect will be that the position you occupy, you should not occupy. I don't know how they will accept those cases, but when it comes to the judgment, whether he won the election or not, they accept that he won the election, because the same courts in what they call it in Nigeria, there is it Kano or one of these states, the processes that led to election of APC members of the assembly were all dismissed, because they said the process, they didn't conduct the primary, so the court actually ruled that they were not qualified and legally elected, and therefore all of them were taken out, and the people who occupied those spaces were people who came second. Look, this is what we've been saying. Politics and our judicial system, the intercourse between them is too much. It's too much. We need to separate them more. We need to separate them.
Okay. Listeners, it is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, it says my level. Enjoy.
level up. My level up. Maybe today I don't get nothing, but tomorrow I go get something. And I go buy a motor for my house. But the enemy won't worry me. I go show all of them tragedy. No be today, we start to. So if I sing my song, if I keep up for long, because you don't know that day, oh, Jesus Christ, he go come. So if you see me today, I know my level. I know my level. Oh, my level. Anybody publish a pen today, I know my level. I know my level. Oh, my level. The time I waka yo. I mean, I can come up with the lonely story. By the time I buy my Toyota, Flossy, Kamakebenyena. What a lovely story. I don't live this life, yo, because I got my Bible, yo. Because the blessings I get from the Most High is so great, though. So if you see me today, I know my level. I know my level. Oh, my level. Anybody publish a pen today, I know my level. I know my level. Oh, my level. Maybe today I don't get nothing, but tomorrow I go get something.
Online, on mobile, and soon on DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and the time now is exactement 11:48. Getting to 49. Okay. Yes, and it is Starr Radio UK, is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I have with me my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank Davis, in the house, and we are going to bring you all that is happening from the UK and across the globe. We'll be touching on one other story that's making the headlines in Ghana, and pertaining to our constitutional rulers and our traditional rulers. We'll have a look at it during the course of the program. I know Mr. Kofi Ali, he is so much against traditional rulers. He said now that we have constitutional rulers, we should just let them be and let's wipe the traditional ones out. Are they playing a vital role, as the Asante Hene has said that he did? Well, we'll be coming to that in a jiffy. But now let's move on to what is happening here in the UK. Now, the story says UK will reject Brexit delay. Prime Minister tell Juncker. Interesting. But he's saying that, yes, we are going to be leaving by the 31st of October. Now, we know there is virtually a stalemate. Now we know by tomorrow the courts, the Supreme Court here in London is going to be sitting to listen to the appeal as to whether prorogation of Parliament was all ship sharp wrong, and that Parliament has to be recalled and everything. But this man is still bent on taking the UK out. Now, how possible is that? We had David Cameron, the former Prime Minister, bashing seriously the current Prime Minister and his Michael Gove afterwards. So you look at the whole thing and you are like, so everybody is crying or saying that, look, the part that you are chattering is not right, and it's still going on.
Actually,
are we living?
We are coming. Actually, whether we are living or we are coming, we are staying. Yesterday, what they call it, Leave Them passed a resolution.
Yeah.
By the way, some Jima
has
also defected.
To
Leave Them, so they're becoming a house of the
defectors.
The defectors party. Actually, whether we're going to stay or not, one thing that is clear, abundantly clear, this has been said before, but it is now confirmed that Boris Johnson will do whatever he can do just to push his political ambitions forward.
Yeah.
Now, if David Cameron is someone to be trusted, and from what he's saying in his memoir, and again, evidence suggests that he might be right. But Johnson has never been a Brexiteer.
Yeah.
In fact, he's written an article for and against Brexit, so he has just been that liberal conservative in the middle. But as to what pushed him to betray his friend, Cameron, at that very moment, is something that people still want to wonder. Nigel Farage has also accused Boris that Boris will say anything he wants just to further his political ambition. Now, if the private conversation or private minutes that Boris circulated on the 15th of August is anything to go by, he knows that getting a deal is going to be very difficult. Are you getting
Yeah.
it? Now, he is now going to threaten again that we will not accept any offer. They are not offering you. They are not offering
this is what we're giving. We are not opening anything.
See, Boris Johnson is using a communication to be able to confuse us. Look, actually, the EU has said that the deal we have on the table, that is the deal. Last week, the Parliament passed a resolution, the members of European Parliament, when the negotiator was addressed, he's not seen anything significant from this new government that will warrant opening
of the deal.
Boris Johnson defense is that we don't negotiate in public. You say we don't negotiate. Are you negotiating with a ghost? Are you negotiating with spirits? Or who are you negotiating with? Because the people.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers of EU.
We negotiate not with, I mean, what do you call it? Yanka. We negotiate not with, Barnier, but we negotiate under the shadows of EU. I mean, is that what is happening? Because these are the people you should be talking to. And they are saying that, look, from when we sit and from when we know, nothing new that will warrant renegotiation has been tabled. When it comes to the Irish border, look, the French foreign minister over the weekend was also saying, look, the 30 days that Macron and Merkel talked about, they've not heard anything that would suggest that there's a need for them to even go into meaningful negotiations. Now, if that has been said, Parliament has asked you to go for it by next month, on the 19th of next month. You do not come out with a concrete deal, then we have to extend. Now you are saying you go telling the Parliament you not accept any offer of extension. Are they offering you a Parliament? You are
supposed to go into request.
Are you get me? Everything that he's doing is to keep his political trump card up there. That I am a Brexiter, I will take you out. So that in case elections come,
The Brexiteers who support him.
Even if he goes there
Mm-hmm.
and he comes back with a deal that, and don't forget, any deal that he comes back with has to be approved by Parliament.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Has to be approved by Parliament. If they get to 31st and we are not out, all he's going to say, look, guys, let's go for election. And then you go like, I wanted to take you out. These people tied my hands. Now give me
the mandate
to be able to. And actually, I'm afraid Boris Johnson is not going to last. It's not going to last.
Now, you did mention something that David Cameron said in his memoirs, that Boris Johnson was never like a cut-out Brexiteer. Because if you remember, when they were waiting for him to make a statement, because every minister was making a statement, a stand. So people were waiting, and they were sure that he was going to be coming to the remaining camp, because he was very close to Cameron.
And on those days, where Cameron is going,
he was with him.
He's the shadow.
Yeah, because if he joined, he came to the House of Parliament because they were thinking that he will be the next person to take over from Cameron once Cameron decides to leave. But it didn't happen that way, and then he just switched sides. So you know that deep down, this man is not, because he's a Turkish.
I mean, he's the one who Kukuseku actually might have envisaged where he said, I mean, he was basically the shadow of David Cameron.
Yeah.
But for him to turn, and even David Cameron was hurt.
Oh yeah. With this is that he said so far.
The Gulf did the Cameron first before doing
Gulf team.
I mean, it just tells you that some of these people are positioning themselves and they'll do whatever they do to get to where they want to get to. And if you look at Gulf, even today, Gulf is positioning himself to take over from Boris. Gulf is positioning himself strongly to take over from Boris. When it was May, he was
yeah. He was
loyal.
Yeah.
He was even voting for the deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that another hard Brexit has come,
he's not
sweet. So basically, he's not trying to demonstrate that, look, I'm loyal as far as a collective decision is concerned.
Okay.
Now, when we take this decision as a group, whether I like it, I hate it, I'll back it. But the argument again is that then you are a man who has no mind of his own. That you are not principled. I get it. Now, the other danger for what do you call it, Johnson, when he stands, Slough area.
Yeah.
Where he stands, it's a remain area. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a remain area. Now, they've threatened the independent candidate, one of the guys who was taken out. He said they're going to contest him in that area.
Yeah. Whew. So if he loses there, that means he's out straight.
So a prime minister
loses his seat.
They're going to contest him, and that is a strong remain area. So if we continue this, and then even an election is called, they guarantee that he will come back to the parliament.
Very slim.
Very slim. So a prime minister will call an election, and he will lose his seat.
Wow.
And he will lose his seat. Are you getting me? Should that happen? Actually,
plunge into proper constitutional chaos.
It's good. For those who are writing, I think this every day, every week is a chapter on its own. So you look at the events, the political history of England.
Yeah.
Between the period of 2010 to 2020. If you have a book that way, every week, and especially when it gets intense, 2007, 2019. I think you have Chewa 1, Chewa 2,
Chewa 3,
yeah. And it's something in 20 years' time, people will read that book and be able to see that, hey, guy. So, Dr. Martin, your book, hurry up with it.
Interesting. Listeners, it's 12 o'clock, and it is the Starr Radio UK edition of the morning show. The Monday edition of the morning show, of course. Let me say it that way. You cannot listen to anything else but to listen to us. But we wanted to do us a massive favor. Share the page with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. And those of you who like watching us on YouTube, now we're not streaming live on YouTube. We will be loading the broadcast on YouTube after the program. But what we want you to do is to subscribe to our YouTube page. If you do that, then we will just be broadcasting live there. If not, we'll always do an after broadcast there. But of you also on Twitter, Periscope, share the links with your friends and loved ones. But the best way to listen to us is via our apps, and I tell you all the time, is the best way. It's user friendly. You can contact us. You can make an appointment. You can contribute your quota, whatever things that you have there. If we've got our podcast session, we've got a lot of things there. Make sure you go there and go to our website, and you will enjoy the new Starr Radio UK for you. Okay, now let's look at a bit of that story from there. But the lines are opened because exactly at 12:45 I'll be having Linda Pillion also joining us. Now it is 0208-133-2257, 0208-133-2257 or 58, or 0208-133-58 there. US or Canada is 001-718-303-2737, 001-718-303-2737. Text or WhatsApp is 075-3966-1744, 075-3966-1744. Our Twitter handle is @Starr Radio UK, and our email address is info@starradiouk.com. All right. The Prime Minister is having a working lunch with European Commissioner President Jean-Claude Juncker in Luxembourg. The first time the two men have met since he took office in July. Number 10 says he is not willing to delay Brexit beyond the 31st of October deadline. Asked as he arrived for the meal whether there was progress towards a deal, Mr. Juncker replied, "Well, we'll see." And asked whether he was optimistic about the prospect of breakthrough, Mr. Johnson replied that he was cautious. Interesting. So, virtually, we have Parliament that is prorogued. We have Parliament that has to approve of whatever decision that the Prime Minister is going to negotiate and come out with. Yeah. Now, we have the president, the outgoing, he's going to be, Juncker is outgoing president. Yeah. Now, we don't know the one who is going to take his place. I don't know when.
Not changing.
They're not changing.
They're not going to change. No, they will change him, but decisions
will not change.
They're not going to change decisions. In fact, EU has regretted allowing the noisy Farage to champion this Brexit and a movement across Europe, which is basically against the union. They are not giving any room for those mistakes to reoccur. Okay. If what they are saying is anything to go by, they're looking to appoint a German woman. Okay. Should that happen, actually, we know the Germans, they are pro-EU because of their trade and because of their industries. It will be very, very, very difficult. Even we might see a very strong negotiator down. I mean, we have in these men. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Now let's talk about the Lib Dems, and let's talk about the rebels who are now trooping into the Lib Dems. And we have Joe Swinson, who continue to say that, well, I'm welcoming the people in. Yesterday she was on one program on the BBC, and she made a statement that she doesn't think Jeremy Corbyn or Boris Johnson are fit to be leaders. In that, I mean, what she's trying to just say is that she is not going to go into any coalition with them when the needs are right. Because we're looking at the fact that people are trooping into her party. So there's a tendency that they could be the third force or the kingmakers. But now that she's saying that, thinking that maybe they could win, maybe it's a pre-election this is that she's making, but when the reality sets in, she will definitely go into bed with one of them.
It's a pre-election listen. I mean, so far yesterday they passed a resolution to cancel Brexit. For them, they will revoke Article 50, cancel should be an election. Now they are tapping into that remain. So whatever they're going to do in the next election, they are fighting on a remain ticket. Now, are they looking to catch into, and we know the young voters troop to them. In fact, they were those who helped Nick to actually win. I mean, got the point to get an outvote, although he betrayed them with the school fees arrangement and the abysmal performance of my senior intellectual that I respect a lot. I agree with Nick. Got it. Are you getting me? So they are saying they will cancel Brexit. Would that be enough to win them more seats? If Labour are not strategic, they will win a lot of seats from them. Because where there's Remain, and these people say, look, for some people, the hospital, the NHS and others will not matter to them when it comes to that. What will matter to them, the emotional attachment to whether we leave or not. And if you look at Boris Johnson, that's exactly what they've been doing. If you the attempt to actually shadow a bit of to play low a bit of Brexit talks with the announcements that the Chancellor made last week, he didn't go any far. The announcement that the Chancellor died off. They died off those billions or whatever that. Because people know it's to a large extent deception. Because there's a party that believes in no spending on public services. Not that much. They believe in tightening up their budget. And don't forget that they set bold ambitions to balance the books by 2020, to go into surplus by 2020. A lot of
austerity measures.
Only for a government to change, and where some of them are still in cabinet to come and tell us that now austerity is finished, we are losing our bet. So that means that you were actually deliberately punishing the public. So that we know is election gimmicks. It's vote buying attack. It's an attack first on the police, the cuts that people have been talking on, the insecurity. Now, when you make bold announcements that you're going to do this, you're changing people's mind. People now say that you are the government. What they're calling for is up and doing. Now, if you look at the NHS, what they talk about recruitment and how they talk about making money available to them, is that not what people have been crying about all this while? Now, if you look at the immigration front, the typical conservative when they came to power was to bring immigration to tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands.
Barest minimum.
Now they've changed 3 policies critically. One, the students.
When you graduate, you can still stay here for 2 years to find yourself a job.
Now there's another tier 1 and this in the arrangement that they made another announcement. Now there's a minimum, I think about 20,000, 80,000 of salary requirement that you need for certain tier. They've scrapped that. So now there will be no requirement for that you don't need to have certain amount of money in your bank, or the job that you are being offered. You don't. That job doesn't need to be giving you 25,000 or 80,000 before you can. Another announcement they've made, they now want to recruit or issue at least 600,000 visas on annual basis to make a room for what do you call it?
The EU.
The EU who bears it. Now the question we ask is, are you giving visa? Are you allowing people from non-EU countries to stay here because you can infringe on their rights? Unlike the EU citizens, where they have a lot of leverage, they have a lot of, are you doing that because you still want to go into a slow phase of what do you call it, a slave mentality, where you think some people come from Commonwealth country, they don't have the same rights as this, or naturally we should be having almost the same equal right. Are you getting it? So actually those announcements are not working. We are in election mood as to what is going to happen. We know October it will not happen now. It's not going to happen in October. Will it happen in November? We're yet to see. Will it happen in January? We'll live to see. But Joe Simpson said that will he live with the decision to exit EU with no deal, or a deal that is bad, or a 3 months period under Jeremy Corbyn? That's a decision she has to make. Like when it comes to that, I know the latter will be what they will work for.
Wow, listeners, it is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's now 10 minutes past 12, and it is the Monday edition of the morning show. With me in the studio is my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank Davids. I am Archie. Now let's go to some international stories. Now, USA's data show Iran behind Saudi oil attacks. Now, if you go to the petrol pumps this morning, they're saying that the prices have risen prices of crude oil has risen. I don't know whether I've not gone because over the weekend I didn't go. I think I bought petrol before the weekend, so I've not been to the pumps this morning to see whether there've been direct impact on that. But this is a case where Saudi Arabia's oil pipes or this have been attacked, and they reckon that it is the Iranians who have done that.
Actually, I mean, you see, these are games and gimmicks. You are fighting people in Yemen.
Mm-hmm.
They've attempted attacking you. Why should it be Iran? Is it because Iran is backing them, or they are part of the Shah that Iran wants to be part of? I mean, why should Iran? There's no evidence. I mean, they'll come and produce some fake satellite images because we all don't have access to that data to come and tell us.
Put some smoke and tell you that this is it. This is it.
That is Iran doing it. Actually, I do not believe in some of this. Again, when it comes to the commercial aspect of this pricing of it's all business. Actually, when we go to winter, when fuel prices, gas, and other things, when the prices
demands,
the prices tumble, you recall, was it 2 years ago? They tell us that, or the people told us that, look, the stock they have were bought in high, when the prices were high, and therefore it's going to take about a month or two for the lower prices to filter in. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what they told us.
that's what they tell us all the time. Yeah,
That's what they tell us. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, before those 2 months will come, prices have started increasing. I will tell you, oh, right, indications that prices are. So basically, the consumer only get a 0.0p or something.
Yes.
Which is 2 days or
Reduction.
3 days go back. Here we have an attack. Nobody should tell me that oil should have left Saudi Arabia last week and be in our palms today. No.
No.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So why are they now increasing prices when, I mean, with that oil, whatever was bought,
We still have some in stock.
You see, consumers, you see, businesses. That is how we suffer. But again, when we talking about politics, and we say the decisions that people make out there, directly or indirectly, affects us. This is none of us voted for US to be backing Saudi Arabia in the war in Yemen, right? But a movement over there is now impacting on you and I.
Yeah.
If we go to the pump today, we're gonna pay more.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? The more we pay, the more we buy, the more government also
make money. Yeah.
Out of tax.
Yeah.
About 76% or whatever we pay in fuel is actually going to government coffers.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? I mean, I think I have to go, fellas. I have to stop driving.
I think I'm going to get a tricycle. That is more stable and start riding that. But listeners, it's Starr Radio UK. What do you think about that we have discussed this morning? Feel free to do so, because in the next 31 minutes, I will be crossing over to Cyprus, where we have HRH Linda Palian, our career expert advisor, standing by to bring you Career 101. But with me in the studio is Mr. Frank Davis. If you want to call, feel free to do so now. It is 0208 133 2257. 0208 133 2257 or 58, and we'll help you address. I'll give you the opportunity to do so. You are in the US or Canada, 0017183032737, 0017183032737. Text or WhatsApp is 07539661744, 07539661744. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and our email address is info@starradiouk.com. Now let's move on to some. Okay, so just to finish that story, we had the Trump saying that the U.S. should release some of their stock of oil to ease the price, or to bring it down a bit.
That would be a good move. I mean, if they can do that, they have strategic stock, a lot of strategic stock. That could be a good move.
Because when I heard that, I thought maybe this time around they don't want to make money, but maybe deliberately it is the Iranians who might have done that.
I mean, no, I don't think Iranians want want to do that. And over the weekend, Iran also issued a formal statement where they actually sent, basically it was a public announcement that they are informing US that they are ready for an outright all-fledged war. So Iranian have sent a formal, they put on notice that they are ready for a full-fledged war with
the US.
The US. So we are now not in normal times. Anything can happen at any time. And now, should this oil attack, so this attack on tankers, should they be accusing Iran? And now that Iran has put itself on a war footing, should they attempt, Saudi Arabia, they will use Saudi Arabia as proxy. Should they attempt to attack Iran, actually we're going to go down in a very, the whole sub-region will be, because Hezbollah will step in.
Yeah.
Hezbollah will step in. And it's not by coincidence again that Netanyahu last week was making an announcement that they were going to announce
some of the
and then over the weekend, it was on Thursday that we started. He has to be rushed off a campaign stage when rockets started flying.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
The security had to rush him off. They have to rush him off because the Arab nations are also on a war footing. The only problem again is when you look at Israel and you look at their closeness with US and you look at how US is close to Saudi Arabia, that is a problem Palestinians also have, because Saudi Arabia, who is also a big player in the region, seems to be through the back door supporting Israel. Are you getting me? Through the back door, supporting Israel. We might end up having a whole region in crisis.
Well, are we going to have the whole region in crisis? And how would that impact us is a big question that we are asking this morning. We'll be following it closely and we will tell you more as and when it happens. Okay, now let's finally move to one other story that's making the rounds in the US, and that is you remember this judge who was appointed to the House, to the Supreme Court in the US, Brett Kavanaugh. Trump has defended judge amid new misconduct claims. Now, US President Donald Trump has angrily defended Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, who is facing fresh allegations of sexual misconduct. A former university classmate of Justice Kavanaugh has said he exposed himself at a student party and engaged in other inappropriate behavior there. Now, Mr. Trump condemned the media and opposition Democrats. He suggested Justice Kavanaugh should sue for libel, or that the U.S. Justice Department should rescue him. Now, Justice Kavanaugh denied sexual misconduct accusations that were made against him by two women during his confirmation to the Supreme Court a year ago. And Christine Blasey Ford testified before Congress that he had sexually assaulted her in the 1980s, while Deborah Ramirez also told the New York magazine that he had waved his penis in front of her face at a 1980s dormitory party. Now, they were made by that is the latest allegation were made by Mark Starr, who was at Yale University with Justice Kavanaugh and now runs a non-profitable organization in Washington, D.C. So, apart from that too, a third person has now come in to accuse him of that, and the president thinks that it's all the Democrats doing. They are just trying to get him out so that but if even they get him out, the president can also appoint someone back in, one of his people.
Actually, I do sympathize with those who are making the accusations. This might sound a bit controversial, but I do have a big problem with these whole sexual allegations. I'm not saying women who have been assaulted should not complain. But I do have a problem with some of the specifics. Now, actually, we've all been to school. We all know that this saying about birds of the same feather coagulate together in the same proximity it's not by accident. Are you get me? For a group of people to be flooding together, have parties, there's something that they all do. Are you get me? these ladies at that party cannot claim to be totally innocent. Were they SU leaders?
That's a good question.
I know, actually, because for us to go to a party, we've all been to school. We've all done certain things that when we want to go back. Look, actually, there was one day we went and committed theft. I went and when we go to school gardens, we plant granules and corn.
Yeah, that's what the corn.
I remember that. Sometimes we go to the school farm unauthorized.
Pluck some of the
and then
corn.
pluck some of them, come to our dormitory, put heater in them.
Yes,
Are you
with a bucket and boil it.
Hold it against me, I'm an arm robber. No. Actually, these are, and I recall that there were some people who not accompany us.
Yeah.
Myself, Bobo, and some other people.
Don't be mentioning their names, so by this time they are listening to you say this man.
Listen, but these are some of the things that we do as young people.
Yeah.
Will you tell me that? I mean, you coming to hold it against me that I was a thief?
I'm robber in school.
Are you get? We planted. We go upload. Watchman will be chasing that. We'll bring them to the dormitory. And are you getting me?
Yeah.
These are some of the. So if they're going to tell me that they went to a party as kids, the guy was waving his willy and other things. What were they doing at those parties? Why didn't they leave?
Now, when you saw that the person was unzipping, why didn't you leave?
Actually, it should be even madmen sometimes don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not justifying why.
No. I get you.
But I'm saying that those who were together in that party, there's something common
among them. Yeah.
Including the ladies.
Yeah.
They were flirting together. They were, and probably that lady might be sleeping with his friend, and the friend might have said, you know what, she's a slut, and he also wanted to have a go. Are you getting me? It cannot just be right that this person was Theresa May, a pastor's daughter.
Running through somebody's field. He said that's the only bad thing that she's done.
Are you getting me? I don't believe it. I know women will disagree with me. They agree with me, but I do not think that people should actually lose their job because we do not have the full facts about how they got there, why she was there, the environment. Okay, actually, let's go. Let's assume you see a pastor.
Yeah.
Coming from a pub. Right? This is a pub, they sell alcohol, they sell everything.
Yeah.
Mind you, they sell water too over there.
Yeah. They sell soft drinks there as well.
On the day they promote him to become Archbishop, raise your hand.
I saw this pastor
coming from booze and dance pub, and therefore he's not qualified. Meanwhile, he went there to drink water. You don't know. Are you gonna? If it become habitual, that every day this pastor is seen at 12 o'clock coming from that pub, then it will not be coincidence that something happens.
It's come a bit.
Are you getting me? But if he's seen a company of two people coming together, then it means they all have common interests. Either they're having a meeting, they're going to do something.
Yeah.
I do not for 1,000 years, and I will not for 1,000 years believe that these girls or who were there at that time were innocent. They were not completely innocent. Are you getting me? Besides, why didn't they take their heads off? He used his willy and he was waving it. Why didn't they turn their eyes?
Waving it to them.
They in metal so that they focus on him.
Yeah, they couldn't move their head.
Are we not told that when you see a woman and you lust after her,
you've already done it?
You have already done it. So why didn't they leave the scene?
They didn't want. They didn't last after the person.
Did they come to put the will in their arms or their palms? No, actually, we need to I agree that look, women have been assaulted. I've seen situations where friends of mine have come crying. I've seen situations when women have been defiled to a point where up to date they cannot, psychologically it has affected them. I have come to that. I know situations where because ladies were raped, they become lesbian, they hate any man because of that.
Yeah.
I will not justify a situation like that. But the situation being described over here, they went to a school party, the man took his willy out and he was waving. What were the women doing there? Do we just go to any place and then wave our willies? No. Actually, there's a law.
Wow.
A law needs to be looked at.
You know, I have a problem when it's like an old case, and look at, we're talking about the 80s. Now, how many years now? Now, how can you get even DNA proof to say that, oh yes, the person did do it, or they'll now try to get somebody to say, oh, don't you remember that?
Where do we even end it?
Yeah.
Are we saying that, look, in school, we know people who will just be naughty, sometimes slap anyone, move away.
Yeah.
Are we not telling them when they are appointed, they say, this man was a violent kid and therefore he's not qualified? No, at what point, how far do we go back? What point do we go back? I think the law should also take a look at how, look, people change.
Yeah.
What are prisons them for? Prisons are there to reform people, right? If I committed something, okay, how about Boris Johnson and others who say they've taken drugs?
They all have to go into prison. They're taking weed.
Are you get me? Why are we not talking about that? At what point do we end it? Look, it is different when it becomes habitual. When someone gets to an adult who start working and that is what they do. I will not support anyone who uses their company, their power to molest women, demand sex before. Last week on Thursday, on Tuesday, I was having a conversation with a lady who basically was in tears. It was in this studio, virtually in tears. And what she was saying, she said, Frank, you know what? I've always wanted to work in media. I've done things on GMTV, I've done things on ITV. They knew I wanted to be a presenter. For no crime of mine, just because they claim I'm pretty, each of them wanted me naked myself before them, before they gave me a role.
Wow.
It became so difficult that I had to leave the whole industry of media.
Wow.
Tuesday, in the studio, we're having a chat. You know the lady? She was almost in tears. That there was an opportunity she was going to... look, they picked someone just because the boss called her into the office. Look, I can make you what you want to be. And these are not blacks, you know. I can make you what you want to be, but... But then she was 21.
Wow.
But... Are you get me?
Yeah.
Some situations, actually, I will never support them.
Okay, yeah.
I do not have a problem with Mugabe marrying his secretary. Okay? I do not have a problem meeting a lady at work, flirting and having... One is consented adult.
Yeah.
But when you begin using your position... to induce or to demand your sex before this, or sex as a... If you give me sex and you do it,
then
that
you get that
I
from
cannot
that.
accept it. But I do not have a problem someone meeting a girl in their workplace, whatever their boss relationship or whatever, and genuinely getting involved with whatever they have to, provided the work environment or their power is not used. Are you getting me? It's not used to their advantage. I have no problem with it. But these cases where we have these historical cases, someone in secondary school waving it, the guy was drunk. You were also drunk at that time. What were you doing at that party?
I remember in secondary school, I was a class prefect. And I think we were in second year 2. That's form 2. And then we went to prep. The boys go to prep in the school, the school
the dining hall
block. No, the school, but the girls go to the dining hall because that's closer to their dormitory. And then there's this guy. I mean, I wouldn't mention his name because maybe some people know him. And then he, you know, where the door handle. This guy is so troublesome. Then he went to wee. He just put his willy in the door and then weed there. Now, unfortunately for us, that day, the senior house mistress, the senior house master, and I think the assistant headmaster or somebody were going round. They rarely do that. Routine checks. They came, then I think the senior house mistress held the door handle. There was now they come in and they were like, now who did that? And everybody said they didn't know. Now, if I say it that, because I'm the class I'm supposed to say it. Now, if I say that, I think that guy is going to be sacked like there and then.
Could it be that he was seeing a monster and therefore didn't want to go out?
I don't know this. He's crazy. He's like a dead devil who will just do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking it like, let's take a typical like somebody who just will think, oh, I'm drunk or I'm doing something or they are hyper and then behave that way. Do you hold it? Because actually, if the person had touched you, if the person was forcing themselves on you, then I would say, But if the person, like the way this guy behaved, I had to be punished for that, and they all had to come. One day I didn't go to class. The following day I didn't have to go to class. I had to, Ghana, when they punish you have to go and weed. Now they all, after those who were in class came to me after lectures to come and help me to weed. Because if I dare say, the guy would have been finished.
Yeah, actually, I do not. Certain situation for me, I do not buy into them. This accusation against this man. Well, women will think because we are men, but I want a woman to come and
Yeah. A woman was asking me a question that what did he wave, and I've said it, but the person has not reacted.
Yeah, he's willing. His penis.
Yeah.
He waved his penis according to the report.
Yeah.
He waved his penis in front
of.
I'm
not sure that it was only the woman sitting there in one corner.
How many people will actually? We are in a party. Just imagine we are in a party. Someone just take his willy and his penis and wave it. Come on, is he ringing a bell? No, actually, certain allegations need to be questioned.
Yeah.
Besides, what I believe at that time, some people were in a prayer camp.
Yes.
Why was she not in a prayer camp? Actually, I've sat in situations I've never smoked. I've been in situations and I have friends who do smoke. I've been in areas where smoke, the whole room will be filled with smoke. In fact, probably passing smoking.
You were high.
I have. Actually, I have a choice. Either exit or be there.
Yeah.
These are friends.
Yeah.
I don't intrude in people.
Yeah.
Besides, I understand the Queen himself used some for.
Hey, please, you and I were not there.
Which Queen have I mentioned the Queen?
Oh, okay.
The Queen.
Okay. Maybe Queen. The musician, Freddie Mercury.
Actually, if I today go and lodge a complaint against them, that look, because you were smoking once I was present, you've given me lungs cancer and other things. It would be stupid of me. But do not forget that there are laws or there are health implications. That's why now there's law that says that you cannot smoke in an enclosed area where kids and adults. I'm an adult. If I stay in there and then go back to accuse these people,
it was your choice to stay in there. It's not that you were being held.
Besides, I know they smoke. Why did I go in there?
Yeah.
Are you get me? So these ladies, for me, either they look, I don't know, but actually it doesn't sit with me. For the first time, I want to agree with Trump.
Okay. Well, he says that the Supreme Court, the court should, come to his aid. Try to put something to to defend him.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be following that, because it's not only him now. He's got his family. If he's got kids, you have the kids going to school and people are saying that, look, your father did that. It's not something pleasant at all.
Who on earth today can tell me that when they actually look in the mirror and put the laws as we have them today from down to earth, right?
Yeah.
As we have them today.
Yeah.
We take the Quranian law, we take the biblical law, we take the judicial system law, we put all of them there. They will not be found wanting of one of them.
Well, that is Jesus' thing. He said, "He who has no sin, cast the first stone."
So please do not. I wouldn't want this guy crucified because of what happened when he was a teen.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right then. Listen, it's Starr Radio UK. We got 11 minutes more to bring the first session of the program to a close, where we'll be having HRH Linda Palian joining us. But let me quickly touch on this story before we bring this session of the program to a close. But we take a quick commercial break and we do that. That is pertaining to tradition and politics. Stay tuned.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It's now gone 12:36 from the House of London. I have with me Mr. Frank Davis in the house, and we are bringing you the morning show. Like I announced earlier on, exactly at 12:45, we'll be having HRH Linda Pillion all the way from Cyprus joining in on the program to bring you what? Career 101. And now let's come to Africa. Now, over the weekend, we had the former president and the old man himself, Mugabe's funeral taking place, and we had a few African past and present leaders also converging at the place to pay their homage. In Ghana had the privilege. I think the leader of the delegation was the former president, Jerry John Rawlings, and he paid his own compliments, and that on behalf of the state. And we say, may his soul rest in perfect peace. Yes, it's like a Marmite. Some might like it, some might hate it, but whatever it is, he came, he's lived his life, he's left his footprint. What footprint are you living? Yeah, but Frank, before we, you can just pass a quick comment on that, then we can go to what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, actually, I think we are told he'll be buried in a month, but I like the way, the tone of a lot of African leaders who flown to that place. We know we celebrate people when they are dead. We celebrate people when they are gone. But there's something that was unique about all the tributes that went. His contribution as a revolutionary fighter was made clear. None over there actually will say that the man did not contribute his quota. And from what came out, his positives were more than the negatives. What do you call it? This freedom fighter in South Africa. In fact, they organized a funeral ceremony for him. So whilst it was going on, Julius was actually addressing an hour speech. Actually, I listened to all the hours, the whole speech that he delivered. The EF, Economic Freedom Fighters.
Oh, okay.
EFF leader in South Africa. Actually, listen to the speech. You listen to a lot of things that people were saying and what they were zeroing on. Where the media, and he was appealing to us, we should not let the legacy of Mugabe to be defined for us by BBC, France 24, CNN, NBC, and all other media houses. But we should take our time and look at where he was coming from,
why he did what he did,
the contribution, and I think that actually sat very well with me because I've had a problem, and I've always had a problem with the way media has been used against ourselves. My dad was brainwashed by BBC to the point that every 3 a.m. my
He
dad
has
was
to
bush out.
Bush out. And they finish and then they do what?
So before he steps out there, he's actually bushing. Because the person has been listening to Bush House from, BBC from Bush House. So everything that he goes there to do, brainwashed by BBC. Are you getting me? Brainwashed by BBC before he even steps in there. And that seems to be what, look, when Mugabe died, the first tribute that was published was by BBC. As if the tribute was written down and waiting the day you died and they post it.
Now, I think the editorial board was very quick. I mean, the guys were working like no man's business.
And all the
in anticipation.
The date of his death, where he died, that was
it.
The introductory, the first 2 paragraphs. But the whole stuff was actually done down. Because when I woke up at dawn, because he died on the 5th, by the 6th we're publishing there. By 2 a.m. they say BBC has already published a tribute about him. And I was wondering, hello?
Who did it?
How? Because they know, and I did, we people will tap from them because that credibility is with BBC.
Yeah.
And once they buy, they leverage on that credibility to do whatever they want to do. So a lot of news houses, media houses, Africa and other things, will pick up a whole lot from what BBC. So who is actually now defining what the
BBC is defining? It's the BBC defining it.
Are you getting me? That's the danger we face, and it's a war. It's a war.
Interesting. Well, we got only about 3 minutes, or let me say 5 minutes just to go. I know Linda will be hopping on pretty soon. Now, let's talk about a quick one. We have to continue, God willing, tomorrow. Now, 2016 election, Mahama wasn't persuaded to accept defeat, former chief of staff. We have the Asante Hene who went to address a gathering in the UN, and they say, I mean, like looking at the contribution of tradition to our constitutional rules, saying that look, they have roles that they play, and he thinks that because of his role that he played brought about peace or continuous peace in Ghana. Now, if the Asante Hene has said this, what is wrong with that statement? Because we have the former president saying that no, I accepted it by myself. It's not that I was persuaded to accept it. And if he did, I advise you, what is wrong with you?
Actually, I think there's a bit of confusion that is going on. It's as a result of politics, that, and it's all about language that is being used. Now, when that election was, during that 48 hours, did Ashanti Hines had a conversation with any of the leaders? And it's emphatically yes.
He did.
We are sure.
Okay.
It's emphatically yes. Did he suggest to any of them that look, whatever the result is, accept it for the interest of the country?
Definitely he would. Yeah.
Does that mean that by saying that he was impressing on them, depending on their interpretation, it could be yes, it could be no. Are you getting me? Could it be that Mahama, or did Mahama take a strong stand that look, we will not accept this report, we will not accept these results?
Yeah.
He didn't. Actually, I can tell you emphatically that there was massive overvoting, especially in Ashanti region. Certain police stations were recording 140% of voter turnout.
And people who have registered in the past, who have died or resurrected to vote.
Voter turnout, 140%. Do you know up to the NDC has not published its results? Publication of that results will result in even internal problems.
Okay.
Because a group of people within the NDC will say, why did you allow us to accept
that
some
result,
of these
if that
results
was,
without fighting
that
it?
anomalies? Yeah.
Are you getting me? So a lot of things went on. Some police stations actually, even North Korea, they don't get 100%.
Well, they are mandated to go and vote.
They don't get 100%. Are you getting me? So if you have consistent, don't forget, all these people have polling agents. Okay? If the results that are declared a police station shows that the coalition or the coalition center at the constituency level, what went into them, what went to that were not the accurate results, but they've been announced, they've been declared, they've been fast already to the EC or headquarters have gone into this thing. How are you coming to change it? Are you getting me? Changing it will require a bit of standoff.
Yeah.
Which the country, for me, didn't need at that time.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? I do not think that what Otunfo said was wrong.
Okay.
I also have a problem with MPP saying that, Mahama refused to accept result. Mahama refused to accept. If Mahama had refused to accept result, he would not be in power.
Yeah.
Because the issue would have dragged on. Do not forget, he was the president at that time. He was the president at that time. And they could have taken a strong stance and said, look, with all this evidence, we're not accepting the result.
Yeah.
He was the commander-in-chief of the armed forces at that time. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
I do not think what Otunfo said is wrong. I think politicians are playing, games with the words that they use. Yes, Mahama will be right to say that, okay, I wasn't forced, but he spoke to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He spoke to you, urging you that whatever it is, just accept the results and let's move on.
Let me just ask you a quick question before we go. I know Linda is on. Linda, just a minute. Now, so do you think that the traditional rulers have still got a vital role to play in our modern politics?
Well, unless we change the structure, we're not going to say they don't have. But for now, we know they still command a lot of respect within the community. And yes, for now, they still, unless we decide to reform our whole system.
Okay. Frank, let me say thank you very much. But listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's now gone 12:47. Why did I say 10:47? But it's now gone 12:47. And I have with me the one and only HRH, Linda Pelion, all the way from Cyprus, coming here to cheer you up. And let me say, good afternoon to you, Linda.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm doing very, very well, lady. And you?
I'm fantastic. Sun shining, no complaints.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. Listen, tomorrow we'll have some sunshine here in London, Yeah. Oh, it's always nice to have you on the show. Yes, how is Mr. Pelion, please?
Fantastic. Mr. Pellion's off traveling, helping the world trade.
Okay. Interesting. That's good. So, what are we looking at today?
Today, we're looking at how you prepare for interviews.
How to prepare for interviews. Okay. How to prepare for interviews. All right. So, I've called a company, an organization. I sent my CV there. They think I am good. They think I've got a bit of prospect to work with them, and they call me for an interview. How do I go for that interview, my lady?
So there's a lot of factors that come into preparing for interviews. This is something that a lot of people take for granted. If you've been called for an interview, you've been shortlisted, so it's your job to prepare adequately to then convince them that you're the one for that role.
Okay.
And lots of different things that to do to prepare for an interview. But I really want to give you, the listeners today, this one specific tangible aspects that you can implement today, and answer questions. It's interview questions, but it's all questions in general. So even if it's your promotion interview or your yearly review, how do you answer these questions to give you the best possible prospect of getting the job?
Okay. Listeners, Starr Radio UK, Career 101 with HRH, Linda Pelion. And today we're looking at how to prepare for an interview. And she's just giving you one specific item that if you implement that, you are in no way going to miss that opportunity. So let's listen to her. Now, what is that specific item that we can rely on?
The item is called the STAR technique.
The
Like
Starr.
ratings, the STAR technique.
Mm-hmm.
And this technique is used when you're answering competency questions. And when we talk about competency questions, we're talking about questions that show how competent you are at a particular skill. So this might be leadership, teamwork, communication, dealing with conflict, resolving problems, etc. The competency questions would usually start with, they'll start something like, tell me about a time where you dealt with conflict or you worked in a team. This is common interview questions. And before I even tell you how to answer it, I want you to understand why you'll be asked that.
Okay. Why was one be asked that question then?
Yeah. Your interviewer wants to know that you've been in a situation before, that you can transfer that into the role that you're going to perform now. Okay, so if I ask you about a time where you used your leadership skills, it's because you're going to use leadership skills in this role that you're applying for. So I want to be able to deduce that you've done that and you can use those transferable skills into this. So that's why you're asked competency questions. And without to fail, regardless of what level of job you're going for, whether it's the CEO level or the bottom of the rank, you're still going to be asked those questions.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where the STAR technique comes in, STAR, STAR. And STAR stands for situation, task, action, results. S is for situation, T for task, A for action, R for result.
Okay. Situation, task, action, results.
STAR, situation, task, action, result.
Okay.
You want to use the STAR technique because, one, it paints a whole picture and it puts it into context when you're answering the questions. Because at interviews, you're nervous normally and naturally nervous. So when you're using a STAR technique to answer a question, you can give a cohesive, comprehensive answer, coherent story, and a full picture. Because normally we start in the middle and then we forget and we're like, oh, what's the question again?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
You start off answering the question and then you go off on a tangent and you don't even think that you've answered the question.
Yeah.
So that's one benefit of using the STAR. The second benefit is you can predict the questions that you're going to be asked in advance.
Okay.
And because you can predict these interview questions in advance, you can prepare for it. You can prepare it way in advance and you can guarantee that you're going to be asked these competencies. If you're for a team leader position, you know that leadership is going to be one of the competencies they ask you about.
Yeah.
So the STAR technique, you would have prepared your leadership answer already. It allows you to be able to prepare different examples and showcase your skills. So now let's get to an example of how you would use that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we said STAR, situation, task, action, result. So in an interview for a team leader position for let's take McDonald's. I like using McDonald's. I think everybody can relate.
Yes. Everybody can relate to McDonald's. We're going to go eat McDonald's there, yeah? Okay. Yes.
Tell me a time where you've used a leadership position, or you've been in a leadership position and you've used leadership skills. So in the interview, the situation from the start will be, in my previous role as a team leader working in the shop, I did this and that. So the situation part of it is where you're painting the picture. In my previous role working with McDonald's as a team leader. Okay?
Yeah.
Then the task will be, I had to manage a team of 5 people
Okay.
on a particular project. So on a particular shift, I'm a team leader and I had to manage a team of 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to make sure that the shift ran as smoothly as possible.
Yeah.
So the situation paints the whole picture, the general picture. The task tells you exactly the situation. So the task is a lot more specific. The situation is in this context.
Mm-hmm.
It's specific. And then your action will be what you specifically did as a team leader.
Okay.
So not what the team did, but what you
did. Mm-hmm.
You did. So again, in our example, in my previous experience as a team leader at McDonald's, I had to manage a team of 5 people on a
Task.
particular shift
Mm-hmm.
where I was left in charge, or there was no supervisor, my manager was away.
Oh, okay. That's the action. Mm-hmm.
That's your task.
Yeah.
Your action was, I then delegated responsibilities to each employee and explained to them how this would help the smooth running of the operation or of the day. So specifically, your task as a leader then would be the delegation of responsibilities, the overseeing the running of it, maybe the cashing up at the end of the day, the dealing with complaints, etc.
Yeah.
But it's the specific things you did as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to explain to the interviewer your results. So at the end of the day, the shift ran smoothly. We were able to run the operation without problems. We resolved the customer's problems.
Mm-hmm.
We made X amount of money on this particular shift.
Okay.
You want
That's
a
a
tangible
result.
result.
Mm. Wow.
Okay, so using the STAR technique, you're able to paint a picture, giving them the context, that what exactly the task was, what you specifically did, and then the result you got as a result of your action.
Interesting. Listen to Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, with HRH Linda Palian on Career 101. Today we're having a look at how to prepare for interview, and we are looking at the STAR technique that you have to use. The STAR technique that you have to use. Okay. Now, a question just came mind when you were giving us the pointers. Now, people want to actually paint a picture that maybe in actual sense might not have happened, and you have to paint it such that it's somehow somewhat real and interesting to catch your prospective employers. So do you think it is right in a way if the people can cross-check? What happened to you then?
This is a great question. I just love the listeners for this. Ideally, you wouldn't be painting a picture that hasn't happened.
Okay.
You're allowed creative license to embellish, to be able to get your point across.
Okay.
So, for example, in that, and this is a great question because we can learn from this. In that example we just gave about team leadership.
Yeah.
Have been the team leader. There may have been a manager there.
Mm-hmm.
Have gone to in terms of crisis.
Yeah.
But remember, you're the one going for the job, so you're not going to tell me about what your manager did. I want to know what you did.
You did.
So in that case, you can embellish a little bit and say, I was responsible for the running of the operations. Of course, if there was a caught on fire or whatever, you need to call your manager, etc.
Okay.
But you can embellish on that leadership skills, just show what you did or what you're capable of. But I definitely won't advise, and for the whole world to know, I definitely isn't advising you to lie.
Yeah. Listeners, HRH Linda will never advise you to lie. You have to be as real and as truthful as much as you can. Whatever you do, that is up to you, though. Yeah. Okay, please go on with it.
Using the STAR technique, you can predict the questions, you can answer, you can also draw on a wide range of experiences. So you can talk about your previous experience, you can talk about if you don't have maybe practical experience,
Yeah.
you can talk about experience managing your siblings at home.
Okay.
You can talk, yeah, you can talk about your project work at university when you're working in a team. The point is to show the competency that it takes to be a leader.
Yeah.
Then that I've done it before in the exact same position and I can do it again. And so you can be as creative as you like in this. Another thing about the STAR, it's a really good point I wanted to make. Another good thing about using the STAR is that, again, as I said, you can prepare in advance, draw on a wide range of experiences. I think it escaped me. It's going to come before the show.
Yes, definitely. Listeners, bear with her. Linda is a very, very busy person. She has to use the STAR. She has to use the STAR method to get that one. So don't worry, she's going to get it pretty soon. Listen at Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, Carrier 101 with HRH Linda Pellian. And she is bringing you the best way, how to prepare for an interview to make sure that when it comes to the competency questions, you are able to answer it perfectly without losing track of what you said and asking, please, what's the question again? You don't want to do that. By listening to this program, you are able to do so. You want to know more about how she can help you in that front, please. At the end of the program, she's going to put in her contact details there. Make sure that you get in touch with her. I always say that in the abundance of water, it's only the fool who becomes thirsty. Make sure you take advantage of this program that we are bringing you. Over to you, Linda.
Again, the STAR technique will help you in answering any question in general, especially competency questions. But it really just helps you to gather your thoughts together and to be able to think about it and give a comprehensive answer. I definitely recommend using it in interviews, practice before you go, and paint that picture. This is the point I was trying to make. Remember that when you're being asked a competency question, the interviewer doesn't really care about the situation. They care about what you actually did.
Yeah.
A lot of us get carried away with, and in this organization we had one manager and this happened, and they spend so much time on the situation, don't get to the point of what they actually did and the leadership skills that they used. And is that. So for example, and I'm glad I remembered this, make sure your STAR is 20%. I'm going to do percentages, but it's not
okay.
Your STAR should be 20% just to paint the picture, your situation.
Yeah, should be 20%.
Just paint the picture and give them some context, because you might have done other experiences. Which particular job you're talking about, or which particular experience you're talking about. Your task is about 10%. We're just saying what the context was and what I had to do. Your action should be about 80%. What you did specifically, even if it's teamwork, what you did specifically, your role in there. So even if it's organizational skills, did you use WhatsApp groups? Did you use a calendar? Did you send calendar invites? What you did specifically are the tools that you use. And then your results should be 20% as well. So focus on the action, what you did, and that's what's going to get you the job.
Okay. So more to do with the action, and how you got the task. You got the results that they need to get you on the job. Okay. Anything else, lady?
That's about it for now. If you want to know more on how to apply it, if you even want to practice your STAR technique, I'm going to allow you the grace to practice with me, and I can give you feedback on the STAR technique you prepared for one skill. and I'll give you feedback on what you could include and maybe how you can crystallize it so that you really paint a good picture and get the job. Do contact me directly. I'm open there, and I'll give you my details if that's okay. So I'm my cheerleader, Linda Pallian. You can find me on Facebook at my cheerleader. My cheerleader is one word, guys, one word. MyCheerLinda. My cheerleader. You can find me on my website, mycheerleader.com, LinkedIn, Linda Pallian, my cheerleader, Instagram, and YouTube as well. There's lots of helpful videos on YouTube on how to answer interview questions, what to expect, what's going to come up, how to do your CV. These are free resources, so definitely do take advantage of those. And of course, you can email me, office@mycheerleader.com.
Wow. Linda, let me say thank you very much for another brilliant time with you once again.
My pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Yes. She can be your cheerleader, as she said. So get in touch with her and she will do that. My Cheerleader on Facebook and all the other platforms that she's giving you. Make sure you go there. Check up on her. Yeah, who knows? You'll see. She'll be cheering you all the way to the work and to the bank as well. So make sure you do so. Linda, let me say thank you very much once again, and you have a lovely week.
My pleasure, and you too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that was HRH Linda Pallian all the way from Cyprus, bringing you Career 101. And today we had a look at how to prepare for an interview, the STAR technique, how to do it, how to use that. I talked about situation, task, action, and results. Now, you want more? Continue to listen to us on Star Radio UK. It will be on our podcast page in the next few hours. Make sure you go there. But as she said, go to her Facebook page, My Cheer Linda, and all the smart means that you can get in touch with her, her website, and she will help you to do so. On that note, let me say thank you very much for tuning in once again to listen to us on Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And this is where I bring the program to a close for today. But this afternoon, exactly at 5 o'clock, the Empress Regina is coming your way. Wait, On Point, wait, Lady C, Lady Caroline, they'll be coming your way with On Point. Then after that, at 7 o'clock exactly, we have Mr. Tony Williams also coming your way with the one and only program that is Mindset. Then at 10 o'clock, from 10 to 3:30 a.m., 5.5 hours of serious music. We'll be having no other one but the one and only Dave West, Maestro, coming your way with a conscious reggae. Make sure you stay tuned to listen to that program and a lot more. This afternoon, I'll be bringing some lovely jazz music as well. What more can a man ask for? But on that note, let me say thank you very much for tuning in to listen to us. On behalf of my colleagues, Mr. Frank Davids, Mr. Laimi Koike, and HRH Linda Pallian this morning, we say have a wonderful day. But I cannot go without giving you a song. This is one from Shatawale. And let me say thank you very much to Lady Gina, who was also listening to us, sending us questions as well. Thank you very much. God richly bless you, and you all have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Until tomorrow, see ya.
My level up. Maybe today I don't get nothing, but tomorrow I go get something, and I go buy the most. Anyone worry me, I go show all of them tragedy. No be today, we start to. So if I sing my song, if I keep up for long, because you don't know that day, Jesus Christ, he go come. So if you see me today, I know my love, oh my love, anybody publish a fame today, I know my love, oh my love. The time I waka yo, I mean I can come on that lonely story. By the time I buy my Toyota, Flossy Kama, what a lovely story. I don't live this life, yo, because I got my Bible, oh. Because the blessings I get from the Most High is so great, though. So if you see me today, I know my level. I know my level. Oh, my level. Anybody publish a fail today, I know my level. I know my level. Oh, my level. Maybe today I don't get nothing, but tomorrow I go get something. And I go buy the motor for mama. Oh. But the enemy won't worry me. I go show all of them tragedy. No be today, we start to. So if I sing my song, oh, if I keep up for long, oh, because you don't know that day, oh, Jesus Christ, he go come. Oh. So if you see me today, I know my level. I know my level. Oh, my level. Anybody publish a fail today, I know my level. I know my level. Oh, my level.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Listen to Regina Abban and Lady Caroline every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point at Starr Radio UK, where we educate the youth and young adults on life issues.